Warning. The following show is likely to switch topics faster than a Kardashian switches NBA players in bed. Caution is advised. We surveyed 100 people. Actually, no, just some dudes off the street about JB. And here are the top answers. Number 1, JB. I love JB. Did I say that right? Do I still get my Chick-fil-A gift card? Number 2, who? Number 3, I know JB. He don't know shit. And now he's got a podcast? This is What the Hell Do I Know with JB. JB, your friendly late-stage midlife husband, dad, and self-diagnosed ADHD connoisseur. This is all about candid conversation with friends, colleagues, and professionals, unpacking life's lessons and having a damn fun time doing it. And hey, sometimes we're going to veer off topic. But isn't that what makes life interesting? Let's talk about taking the good parts and leaving the bad. Because life's too short for unnecessary baggage. This is What the Hell Do I Know with JB. And now your host, Jason Becker.
All right, we are back for another episode. I'm super excited. I have some special guests. This episode is actually a super special episode to me. And I think it will be to you. But before I get into that, again, I just want to thank everyone for following along. This episode, I think is for the youth, the younger people out there. This episode's for you, but I think parents maybe can learn a little something too. So hopefully you can lean in, get some popcorn. I've got probably 2 of the silliest girls around here with me. And so, in fact, girls, we just got back. These are my daughters. We've got Sophia. Maybe raise your hand, Sophia. And my oldest daughter, Isabella. So we go by Soph and Is. So they are here with me, and we're going to dive into a little bit of their story and a little bit of my story. And they wanted to be a part of the pod and hang out with Dad. And your brother did a pod, so it's kind of time for me to finally. We finally got it in. That's right. I finally just had to get you in, and I'm so excited that you finally, both of you agreed. And you had some stipulations. You wanted different headphones. You both have different headphones now. You wanted
they had to fit our heads, okay?
You wanted these koala, mug.
It's
koala. But you look like a koala when you drink from an owala.
It's called owala.
Do it, Sophie.
Yeah, but do it. Show the audience here how this works. Well, I didn't know it. I just learned it. Yep, koala, for sure.
She looks like a koala.
For sure, koala. That is so good. But we did just get back from a trip together. It wasn't that long ago. We were almost 3 weeks together going through Greece and Italy, and we had some incredible times. We're going to dive in a little bit of that. But it was a lot of fun. And, in fact, I think while we were there, we caught some Italian followers. I think 3% of our followers kicked
Italy.
up. Yeah, buongiorno. So if you're in Italy, we appreciate you watching along. Thank you so much for following in whatever country you're at. And means a lot to us. So for sure, thank you so much. And the show sponsor today should have been Buffalo Jacks. We had Buffalo Jacks do it. I didn't have enough time when we decided to do this. And you going away to school at the end of this week, I'd had no time to get with Buffalo Jacks and get them on board on the sponsorship. But we should have, because you two are the only ones that have worked at Buffalo Jacks in our family.
Is a ex-worker now.
She's a what?
Ex-worker.
You had to leave for college, so you no longer work.
It's just me.
I can go back.
We're going to give, though, a big shout-out to them. They've been good to you. You've been able to save a lot of money. Yeah, they've been
great place
you've been
to
good
work
buffaloes.
And eat wings and
great
pizza.
wings and pizza, though, for sure. Good
Go to
Italian
Buffalo
food,
Jacks.
too, though. They've got a large menu, right? There's some
Their
pasta.
chicken parm is good.
Chicken parm?
Yeah.
Their pizza's really good, too.
Yeah.
We should have done that.
Barbecue
the
chicken
Mystic,
pizza.
No, the Mystic pizza. And
Or
their
the Mystic
cauliflower is
pizza.
really good.
What's your Mystic Pizza is your favorite
And
pizza?
the cauliflower crust.
And the cauliflower crust.
I like the barbecue chicken pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just like a cheese pizza
actually
guy,
never
a little
tasted it.
Tabasco sauce on it, cauliflower. I'm in on that. Love lemon pepper hot wings.
Those are good.
Those were on
though.
those
I've
are
never
really
tried
good.
those. I only stick with teriyaki.
But you're teriyaki the whole way,
and
right?
I've been venturing out, to be fair, to the, what is it called?
It's the General So wings.
General Tso?
It's like a
they're
spicy
like
teriyaki.
Like
so
a
it's basically
spicy-
the same thing, just with some spice.
How do you feel about it?
It's very good.
It's good. So you
I
like
eat
spice
less.
then?
I eat less of it because I'm like, spicy.
It gets it going. Yeah,
But it's good.
Well, instead of the show sponsored by Buffalo Jacks, this show today is sponsored by the letter A, which is what all of us parents want you to get in every class you take, an A.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you. Well, by the way, thank you. You have been. You're straight A's through high school right now.
I have been.
Yes, that deserves 100%. You get an applause for that one.
That's what I'm
Studio
saying.
audience applause there. Yeah. That's awesome. But yes, I have my girls. Izzy and Sophia are here. I know you all have so many inside jokes that are between the pair of you and Jackson. You guys have this like silent language that you talk, and so I'm a little nervous about having two of you on at one time. I feel a little ganged up here, but I'm hoping as dad, and it's my show, so I can stop this at any time. I can pull the car over at any time.
It's been the first time that you're outnumbered girls over boys.
Yeah,
podcast,
I mean,
right?
on a podcast.
podcast.
On a podcast, you're right. Oh my gosh, good call. You're totally right.
Mainly
this first
female
time
in this podcast.
I love it. I'm excited. I always tell everyone that I love bringing on females, and we just had a pod not too long ago that went out with Maria Galati Hill, and that was awesome. And I mean, what a boss she is, and in social media and marketing, and then just in business, like she knows the when she's telling the story of her family business, she knows it inside and out. I mean, she's lived it. Because it's family, but you could go through a family business and
not even know.
Right,
Yeah.
right. She has everything down. She knows what she's talking about. I mean, it's really cool when you see somebody that is like in the position they want to be in, but it's really cool when you see a female boss leader in the industry, and so that was really cool, and I loved having her on.
Yeah.
There's been some other ones.
boss.
Brittany Blackman, she owns her own rental agency there in town. It was fun having her on. So we've had some different. Absolutely, that's what they're talking about.
That's what I'm talking
That's what I'm talking about. That's right. But I have you guys on. In fact, but what's cool about having y'all on, you got all these code things. You have all this like talk. You and your brother. You all get together and you have these different things that I don't always know about. It took me years before I realized that you guys had fully named mittens.
You didn't know?
I didn't
What?
know. I just knew it was
Oh my
mittens.
God.
In the
had a
old
name?
house, we used to have like our rooms were right next to each other. We used to have
I actually have
I have
it
it
in
on my notes too.
Like
We
it's
have,
a
like-
knocking code language.
Like it'll be like one knock for yes, two knocks for no, and there'll
And
be
it's,
like one
like,
like you have mittens or like
A
it went
few
all the
that's
way up to like
come
20.
over to my room. Like
You had like 20
there's,
knocks?
Like,
They were
like
would it be like knock, knock,
No,
slow?
it was just
Yeah, no,
20.
there's, like-
were there?
yeah, like it was like if you knock this many
I
times.
was so
it's
sad we moved
slow.
here and our rooms were next to each other
There's
because we couldn't do it
22
anymore.
knocks.
Yes.
22 different knocks.
22 different.
That was just at the last house we were
That
at,
was at the
where we
last
were there
house,
for
yeah.
like 7 years, I think, at that
Yeah.
house. So,
Yeah.
so that house, your rooms were not right next to each other. It's like 1, 2, 3.
Like the beds were
Well,
like,
like me and it was
our
just
beds
me
were
and
like the wall.
Sophie.
It was just us.
Yeah, where like my
Oh, just
bed
the two
was
of
and
you.
her bed,
Your
the
walls
were,
connected.
Or like there's one for like, are you awake? in
So
the
you
morning?
weren't
So, like,
knocking. So you weren't knocking the door. You
No,
were
it was
I was
knocking
knocking
the
like
wall.
my bed on
Yeah.
the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, we
That
used
is
to
so
communicate
awesome.
like that. Like
Yeah.
we wanted to text most of the time. We'd be like
We would
are
just
you
knock.
up? And we'd just be knocking.
I
And we
loved
just
finding
count.
this
We just count the
information out.
knocks, and then we'd look on the notes to see what it was.
No,
'cause
and
there's
there
like
was
so
like a
many.
knock for like repeat it because
Yeah.
like there was so many times where like how many was that?
Like if you weren't listening in the beginning, you're like, wait, did I miss one?
yeah,
That is so awesome. I love hearing about that. That it's just like the little like I know you've had this, but I like the nuances of it. To me, it's so cool to hear that. Do you have a picture of what the knocks were somewhere? Did you take a
yeah,
picture?
we
do.
have
I
it on our
my
notes.
You don't have to show it to me now, but I'd love
Yeah.
to.
I'll send
We
it to
may
you. We can, like,
we may
upload it
we
right
may
here.
upload it. Yeah.
I feel like one of them. I'm pretty sure one of them's like, do you have mittens or
Yeah, I
something?
think
Like,
so.
if you want to get her.
But for the audience out there listening, this is our cat. We've had her for 11 years, I
She's
think.
10.
She's
10,
10. 10
years.
coming up, right?
No,
In
it's
October?
11 coming up.
11 coming up in
yeah.
October.
She's
So
10
almost
now.
11
I've been
years.
saying she's 9 for like 4 years.
No,
Yeah.
she's
I
old.
have.
Old. Right.
She's still a baby though.
You were wrong, but
That.
to tell our listening audience how this cat we have, Mittens, that we've had since she was a little kitten,
Yeah.
And
Mittens.
we named her,
Big
obviously,
Booty
Mittens.
Judy.
Grace.
Not Big Booty Judy.
That's what we call her.
No, it's not Big Booty Judy.
That's what we
It's
call her.
Mittens Grace Becker.
But why did we name you? I found out you named her Grace as a middle name.
It's because
that's
I have
my
the same middle
name.
name as Mom, and then you have the same initials as Jackson, and Izzy felt left out.
I felt left out.
Nobody, your middle name, Grace.
I needed the
You
cat.
needed a connection, and so the cat got
So
your
the cat
middle
got
name.
my middle name.
Yeah.
Mittens
Basically.
Grace Becker.
I feel like we made up
shout
the
out to
birthday,
Mittens.
too.
Mittens watches
Mittens
this
has an
every
Instagram
episode.
account.
So, does she?
She does.
I don't even follow her Instagram.
It's like, what is
her
it called?
Instagram? It's like Miss Sassy Paws.
Yeah.
Miss Sassy
Sassy
Paws
Paws.
at Miss Sassy Paws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow
Should
Instagram.
tag it.
I will. I'll have to put up at Miss Sassy Paws,
Very cute
and you
photo.
can follow our cat.
go follow
Although I
Mittens.
don't know who's posting these pictures. I
It's
guess.
Mittens.
It's Mittens.
Oh, it's Mittens.
It's Mittens.
It's
Yeah.
Mittens.
She has her phone. She
That's so
posts
great.
it.
That's so
Yeah.
great. That's so great. Well, listen, we're going to jump into the section that I like to call new news. New news. And but the new news I have is you are moving out in just a few
am.
days. This is like your
In, like,
last week officially living
I
with
leave in, like,
your mother
2
and I
days.
and your sister.
Yeah.
Your brother's already bounced.
He's already bounced.
Right.
So.
He's, like,
You
not even
will
part of
still
the
come back
family
here. You can
anymore.
come back here at any time. I think you have Fridays off in college,
I
so you
do,
might be
yeah.
able to come back and hang out some long weekends from time to time.
She's
But
coming back twice in September, once for my birthday
Yeah,
and then
for
once for my
Sophie's
birthday
birthday.
party.
well, that would be nice if she does that. We'll see.
She is.
Something better could
She
come
will
up.
be.
You don't know.
There's
Yeah, you
nothing
don't
better
know.
You
than
don't
my
know.
birthday,
right.
party.
That's pretty
So for
important.
real.
I like
16th,
it.
that's
But
a
we
big
moved
one.
you in this weekend to the University of West Florida. It is only a year,
An
hour and a half away. It's only a year away, you know. But it's only
I
a,
wish.
It's
Days
only
away.
a day. It's only 1 hour and 30 minutes away from
Yeah.
you.
I
So
think
that
you
is
should
kinda
let
cool.
me drive myself to her.
No way. As you
Not
get
yet. No.
as you get more driving experience, we
Like
can
maybe
talk
like
about
next
it.
year.
You might could do it down 98. We might could talk about
Yeah.
that, like through the.
Oh, that's going to take you 2 hours.
It doesn't
Yeah,
take
but
much
it's
more.
fine.
It doesn't
It
take much
doesn't?
more. No.
Really?
I mean,
Crazy enough, it
I'll be
doesn't take much
driving
more.
like over an hour and a half a day to school and back.
Let's keep having a conversation about it. I love how you asked me this question on the
pod.
podcast. It's like I am nailing him. It's like she's saying it
can't
right
say
now.
no.
You are going to answer this question
Yeah.
right
Yes.
now, parents.
And it's
Don't
gonna
let him
be
trap
yes.
you. Don't let him trap you. You just see what I did
Not
there.
very
Let's
far.
keep having a conversation about it.
He died.
It's a yes.
Let's keep having a conversation
We'll
about
talk
it.
later.
You sometimes you got to kick the can down the road. But and I think Sophia, I think you're probably. I tell everybody you're going to be left with just your mother and I think you're probably more nervous about that than she is going to college.
Why would I be nervous?
We're weird, man.
Why would I be nervous about that?
I don't know. We're weird. You're gonna be. It's just
Yeah,
gonna be
but
the
you're
three of
weird
us.
Now
Yeah, you're not changing.
it's not different. I just only have y'all. Like there's
That's right.
no one
There's
else.
nobody.
That's not
There's
weird.
no outlet. We'll come. Let's come up with a secret knock. Like you're
You,
like,
like,
if I,
like a
on the
stomp.
ground.
I
We
could
can do a
stomp.
stomp.
I could just pound up.
like
and
friends?
then you-
Room.
Yes,
Yeah.
we could
Hope
do
I
that.
don't die and then I don't get a response. Like friends.
Don't do that. We're not. Shouldn't be talking like that. I don't
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff. Do you
Right.
guys have any new news though? I mean, you
other
are
than
going to college.
It's like the
Are you
biggest
ready
news.
for it? You think you think you've got everything
I
you
think
need?
so. My
I mean-
biggest worry right now is fitting all my clothes. So that's a good worry to have.
That is a good word to have. And again, we were telling you we'll get it up there and then we make some decisions. If we have to take some stuff
have to
back, you're
make
only an
some
hour and a half.
cuts,
You're only an
then-
half. You got to make some cuts, man.
Yeah. Just
Some things
goes to
don't make.
you.
Ooh, you think it goes to her or it just comes home?
It'll go to her. Well, it'll end up in my closet, but like, she has full
Should I put
access.
Should
to
I put a
Y'all
lock
steal it.
on it and like a
Yeah.
code
Yeah.
and not give her the combo?
Yeah. Don't let her in.
Yeah,
She can't
boy.
have any of it.
I'll just break down our door.
Oh.
What?
I don't know. She already gave me most of her cute clothes,
I did.
Did she?
so I don't know if there's much left.
Yeah. Most
Okay.
of the ones that I was getting rid of. Yeah.
Do you guys switch clothes a lot?
No.
No. I mean,
No,
we
'cause
could
I mean,
she
I-
doesn't.
more.
She doesn't like to give me her clothes because I just steal it and I never give it back.
Yeah.
Well, then yeah, that would be. I kind of understand. her.
Honestly, it's not. I don't
kinda
even mean
understand
to.
where
Half,
she's at.
I don't even mean to half the time. I just forget to give it to her back.
Yeah. Well, that's not.
Like I
great.
just borrowed
Yeah,
her
and
top and it was in my room for like a week. She just now got it back. Like
yeah,
today.
and because I was like, I'm going to college.
Do you
like, I
keep
like my top.
inventory or like
I
is it just
don't.
in
I
your
just,
head?
Like,
I stole her
randomly am like,
Revlon.
I want to.
You're like, I know where
I'm
this
like-
was, so Scott.
Or like I'm just like I want to wear this top, and then I like casually mention it, like I can't find it.
Yeah.
And Sophie's like,
it's in
"Oh,
my
I've
room.
had that for like a month."
I
So
actually have a
you've
pair of
always-
pants that I wear a
you've-
lot and they're yours.
Do you fess up then pretty easy? You're kind of like, no, I've got it. You're not trying to hide it.
Yeah,
like, this is my favorite.
Well, actually, I had this highlighter that I stole from Izzy like 2 years ago, and I had it for an entire year until she found out I had it, and then she had to give it back. But
it was a highlighter?
Yeah.
Just so we understand,
A
audience.
highlighter for makeup, like makeup highlighter.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
When she uses the word stole, I don't think that means like
She
criminal.
didn't steal.
It means borrowed for a long period of time.
She took
No, and
it
then I
from me.
tried to take it back in Cabo, I think.
You did. You tried.
And I put it in
your
I put it in my bag.
You did, and I was like, "Where is it?" I was
And
like,
then
"So
Izzy
You found it, right?
Yes, because it was like sitting right
You
there.
called her out. You're like, girl,
No, I
it's
think
a-
the reason you found it is because we were sharing a room, and I had her highlighter. And I was using it, and she was like, "Isn't that mine?" And then she tried to steal it back, and then I tried to steal it again.
But see, she
I
would
didn't
be
try
she
to
would be
steal it back. I
taking
was
it back.
taking it
She
back.
would be
I was
taking it back.
I
Yeah.
paid for
I
it.
also
She would be
stole her
taking
Revlon,
it.
and she just gave
You
up.
did. I just gave that one up, so
Yeah. So it's
that's
mine
hers.
now.
I got a
She
new
said
one.
that she never really figured out how to use it anyway,
Yeah.
so
I got a different one. So
I use it like a
So
lot.
you are. I mean, do you both work together to try to figure out like styling and hairstyling and things of that nature? Have y'all done any of that together?
What does that even mean?
Like just
I mean,
style
like-
each other's hairs, do each other's hairs.
I've done Izzy's hair before.
she's really good at hair, actually.
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
Well, of course, she spends so much time.
I know she
Good
does.
grief.
It's been like 30 minutes. Blow
You
drying
think
my
so?
hair.
Yeah. I feel
Probably.
like it's been a
Today
lot
it
longer.
wasn't as bad because I didn't use my Revlon. I just curled it with the blow dryer.
Nice. She knows what she's doing with
I
that.
do.
All right, so we're going to move on. Any new news before we move on from new news?
I got a car. You know,
She got a car.
Oh, I knew that. The whole world knew that. I
Everyone
posted
knew
about
that.
the
And-
car out there.
and I've decided I'm trying out for the South Lawn tennis team.
Hey, that is amazing. I love it. Yeah, Sophia's been playing tennis, and really, you did it younger. You all did it younger, and then she picked it back up here recently, and you're starting to get some nice strokes together. I think that's great. I think it's all coming together, so I think I'm proud of you. I mean, you got to push yourself. You got to try for
you.
something, have goals. I think that's always really cool.
My goal is to make it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's
But that's like normally the goal. Yeah.
that is the goal.
I'm just going to back out to trying out, but I'm going to do it. I've said it on
Well,
here
you've now
so
said
I
it on the
have to
pod.
do it.
Like everybody here is here. So
Yeah.
if you listen to this pod,
So-
put a comment underneath it, track her through the spring, follow up with us, make her, give her some encouragement.
Tryouts
Yeah.
are January. I have no
January.
idea. Yeah, they're
Oh
a while
wow,
away,
they're
so I have
early. You've got some time to practice.
Yeah, so I have a while. I have a long time to practice. I might
Yeah.
even try doing some of the practices with other people.
Yeah, yeah, that's always good. Yeah, other people playing tennis
But
is good.
They put me with the little kids. Not that that's bad because they're like the same level, but like, I don't know. I just feel weird playing with little kids, and then they're better than me. Like, which isn't like weird because like
No,
I've
you
been
got
playing
some
for, like,
younger
so
kids
long.
that have been playing, but your
But then I feel like there's a
stroke is coming
chance
good.
that they would put me with the older kids now because I've gotten a good bit better since last time I
I
did
think
it.
you just got to stay with it. Again, timing, you are right there because in tennis, it's timing, and then the speed comes, and then
And then,
power
like-
comes, and then you
like-
got more precision.
Yeah,
and then
I
you're
don't
starting to
have very
understand the
much
strategy.
precision.
Yeah, but you're getting there. I mean, I see your stroke is very fluid, and it is I mean,
Sometimes.
you've got the right strokes. So you just got to keep focused and keep, doing what you're doing. But I think that's great news. That is awesome news. College, trying out.
Yes.
Be careful with the water bottle.
Oh,
I didn't mean to do
and
that.
I'm
Yeah, just
doing-
take
I'm
a sip
joining the
every
dance
10
team.
minutes, maybe.
I'm sorry. I like drinking water. Why
You
do
do
no
like
more
drinking water.
water?
You do.
You're
No
like
more-
cutting me off. This
no
is
more
my
water
this
for
is
you.
my 6th cup today.
That's actually really
That's-
good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is the water bottle in your face? You might want to move it over
Is
a little
it?
bit. I think so.
No,
You're-
it's
you can
not.
see better than I can there. So
I think it was slightly.
all right, so now we're going to play What the Hell Do I Know?
I like this game.
So it is 7 questions, rapid succession. I am going to start with Isabella. You're going to get the first 4 questions. You can pass if you have to pass, but you're going to get the first 4 questions. Now, then, Sophia, I'm going to turn to you. Her last question she gets, I'm going to repeat it to you and give you then another 3 questions. So you'll get 4 questions too. You'll get 4 questions. I only do 7 because it's kind of like my lucky number. At any
Mine
rate,
too.
I know that about you. All right, so I'm going to hit this.
Also Jackson's.
I'm going to hit this clock, and we'll put it on. And here we go. With What the Hell Do I Know with my daughters? Isabella, how bad is it being the middle child?
It's not that bad. I mean, yeah.
Perfect. Number 2, what is your favorite movie?
Oh shoot. There's a bunch. Wait. maybe like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. That movie's really good.
Gosh, that's an old one,
Or
right?
Notting Hill. That's good too.
Oh, that is another old one. All right, perfect. Number 3. Can you give me one line from the show Friends that stands out for you right now?
How you doing?
I would say that too.
Number 4. Where do you want to vacation next?
I don't know. There's so many places that I want to go. Maybe like I'd honestly probably go back to Florence and stay there longer.
Florence is cool. Yeah. All right, perfect. So, turning to you, Sophia, where do you want to vacation next?
Brazil or Germany?
Nice. That
Those
was
are really good.
Really good
actually.
ones. All right. Number 5. Did you know all your sister's answers? Did you know what she's going to say?
Like some of them.
Okay. Number 6. Give me the Friends line you would have quoted.
I would have done the same one.
Too bad.
Give a different
New
one.
one.
She's already got it.
I don't know a different one.
Yeah.
Oh, smelly cat.
There you-
Smelly cat. It's not
So
their
number
fault.
7, final one. Any Christmas presents you feel you didn't get growing up so far?
None.
I love it.
I feel like everything
I
I've
love
asked for,
it. I
I
love
normally
it.
get.
I love it. You guys are off the hot
It's not
seat.
Christmas yet.
You guys are off this hot seat.
It almost is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
Christmas.
it's getting close.
It's getting close. It's less
It's
than
getting-
6 months, so to me that's close.
It's getting close. It's getting close. So
Last time of the year.
you're kind of, let's see. So give a little bit. We're going to give a little bit of something about you guys. You've been living with us for quite some time now.
18 whole years.
18 whole years you
15,
have.
almost 16.
You're
I
almost.
said
You're,
I was almost 16.
you
I'm
are.
not.
You're weeks away. Weeks away
That
from
is
being
true.
16.
But I almost said I was 16.
And
and I
so
was like,
that's
no.
okay. But hey, it's fair. By the time this
By the time
airs,
it
you're going
comes
to
out,
be
you're
right there. You're
16.
going to be a week away, maybe from 16 by the time this comes out. So
Yay.
so you're going to be right there. Super excited about you turning 16, except for the driving part and me having no control. That part I'm not that excited.
I'm like the best driver out of all of the
You
siblings.
are a very good driver. I
I'm
don't like to
definitely-
use the word best when I'm talking about everybody. So
But in your head, you're saying best.
in my head. But you're a rising junior. Or you are a junior now. You're in school. Why did I say rising
Yes.
junior? You are a
I'm a
junior in
junior.
high school.
High school.
Upperclassman.
Yes. No one likes the freshman.
With a late birthday, you were kind of right on the
Yeah.
borderline of being,
I'm actually
in
not the youngest
grade up.
kid, though.
Oh, you're not as a junior. You're not the youngest.
The second youngest.
Well, hey,
Well,
I'm surprised with the September birthday
It was
that you
third,
weren't the
but someone
youngest.
left.
in that.
So
And then Isabella, you are again 18. Mm-hmm. You put though a year of college underneath you
Yeah, I
last
did.
year when you did the dual enrollment, but you went to campus. You went to Northwest Florida Community College, right?
Yeah.
You went to the campus, did a year of school. So you've got credit though for
I
a
have
whole
credit
year
for a
of
whole year under my
college.
belt, yeah.
But you're going into the University of West Florida. Do they call you a freshman there with a year under your belt? They just
I'm still called a freshman.
because it's really though your
Yeah.
first time living on campus
Yeah.
and away from home and all that. But
yeah.
they still call you a freshman even with
Even
a
with,
year,
like, a year
worth
under
of
my
credits.
belt, yeah.
Now, what would they do next year though? Because you would have 2 years under your belt. Would they say sophomore? Or would they go ahead and
I
say
don't know.
junior? At some point, they got to correct this thing.
I mean, what?
I mean, in 3 years,
I'm
you're gonna
either
be- you're graduating as a
junior year,
junior.
or I'm graduating and they call me a senior.
Right,
So
one of the two. It
one
doesn't
of them's
matter, right?
happening.
That's
Yeah.
exactly right. But excited about it. You guys have done. We talked about the car. We're going to talk a little bit about that life lesson too, a little bit in just buying your car. But
Great
I
life
wanted
lesson.
but I wanted to talk. This is kind of like I've called this topic kind of the surviving in a world that sometimes seems unsurvivable. And I wanted to talk about that because there's so much noise in the news. If you watch the news or you're watching a reel or whatever's in your feed, or maybe it's your classmates or maybe it's a teacher, I don't know, maybe it's a coworker, you guys working, you get so much down, and the older you get, maybe the more of it you get in the world, but maybe you don't. Maybe you're able to tune it out. Well, I want to talk a little bit about that. I can remember when I was in high school, I was a freshman in high school, went to the, I'm sorry, I'd been a sophomore in high school. I was at Jonesboro High School. My parents, we hadn't moved yet. We were living in right there in Jonesboro, and there was a teacher, Mr. Regner, and he had this
Name
big
drop.
booming voice. Name drop.
Wow, that's
Mr. Regner.
Look them up.
But
I
he
go
used
look
to
him up.
he used
You'll
to
find
have this crazy way of announcing names, and when he would roll call, he would just this deep booming voice. He would say these names as he would read off the Becker, and he would just, whatever everybody's names were, he would just, say it. He didn't get it. He pronounced them all right. So I guess in the first part of the quarter, he would say, how do I pronounce your name? What do I say? What do I do? And he would say that and do that.
Yeah.
He had this big booming voice. He would say all these last names as he would do roll call. But I remember there's one girl, and I think her name was like Katwandu or something. And it was a kind of an Indian name or Middle Eastern, sort of thing. And I really apologize because I think we're still friends on Facebook or something. So that I apologize if I just butchered your name. But I remember he used to say the name, and it was like, wow, he would it didn't matter how hard he'd kill it. Yeah. But we were also in election season that year. And George Bush was the current president. That would be George Bush, the first one, not George W. It's George H. Bush, I believe. He was the vice president to a guy named Ronald Reagan. You may have heard of him. Some people consider him one of the greater presidents of our time, but there's also, history judges people differently after many years. So who knows where you may view these presidents. That's not the point. I just remember I grew up in a very conservative at the time. Southern Baptist Church, loved my church folk and all of that. But you grow up with these different biases, and my parents fell on the Republican side, and that's just the noise that I heard. But George Bush was running against a guy named Bill Clinton, and he had all these crazy, things that all these Slick Willie, they'd have all these names, and he, wasn't great with women, and he having affairs on his wife. You would hear all these different rumors, but this is before where we are today. I mean, Bill Clinton feels like a cakewalk in some of the stuff that's going on now. But I just can remember that as a young kid that was 15 years old or so, thinking the world is going to end if Bill Clinton gets elected. And lo and behold, Bill Clinton got elected. And the one
world
thing
did not end.
The one thing I remember about Mr. Regner in his history class is that he made sure to explain us and walk us through how the world was not going to end and it would all be okay. And it was. In fact, Bill Clinton ended up leading us through some really incredible times in the economy, and he worked across the aisle and is probably one of our last presidents that really decided that they would work with Republicans and Democrats together to move our country forward. I think he balanced the budget. I mean, there's a lot of different things that happened, and it certainly wasn't him. It was a lot of people that did it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't nearly as bad as what I thought. But the current noise is loud around us. Do you guys hear some of that noise, like the outside noise?
Yeah,
at least for
definitely.
adults, we hear a lot of it. Do you hear a lot of it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I see people having problems with politics, religion, all sorts of divides. I mean, sometimes they can't even carry on a conversation with each other. I mean, I see it. There's family members that you don't want to talk about a family member, or they're not calling them, or you can't even talk to just because they support something or support someone. I mean, there's just this huge divide. I mean, how do you guys feel about the divide? I mean, how does that hit with you all?
I mean, for me, I look past, I don't care what you believe in, so I don't really create that divide between anyone. I mean, there's certainly people that express their views, really, and push them forward.
Right.
And, that kind of, makes it where you don't want to communicate with those people.
Well, that's what happens. The more forceful they are, sometimes it makes you want to pull back. Do you have that? Do people in your, world talk about some of this stuff to you?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, it's not I don't think people our age talk about it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's, the few, kids that, stick out that, really just push their views. And I don't know. I don't think it's something that necessarily has to be shared, You
don't have to. Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to share your debates. You don't have to debate it. But if you do, you should have some decorum, right? I mean, you should be able to talk to each other.
Listen to other people's ideas and bounce things off.
Right.
Because it's kind of annoying to talk to people that
What
are
about
a
you,
brick
Sophia?
wall.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like it's weird to, I agree with this. It's weird that, people just,
Mm-hmm.
throw their, beliefs and their views out. And, I don't know. It's they put it, we were at dinner, and there was a girl who had, a Trump 2020 shirt or whatever.
It was
it's
the picture of him getting shot
it's just I feel
was
like
just,
it's
all
really
on the
weird
back of
how
her
people
shirt.
just broadcast what they support and
well, where you mean
colors,
where well yeah it is. I mean, yeah, some people
shirts
really
and,
are proud
stuff
about it,
that.
but that's not in your face, right? A shirt or something like that.
It's
It'd
not
be worse
in your
if
face.
it's
Well, there is a car that drives around here.
It's got
and
it's completely decked
bad.
out. Yeah, it's completely decked out. I've seen it.
But
I just don't feel the need to broadcast it
Yeah, I think it's something that you can like talk to like your people.
Yeah, but like you don't need to tell the whole world.
Yeah,
because like
you're probably not changing any opinions anyway
like,
with all that
there's
stuff.
There's different like beliefs and stuff, and like people think different things, so then it causes a lot of like tension.
Well, I think
people.
and it's interesting because our divides sometimes can feel so polar opposite. So if you support this person or you support this person, it means that both sides think you're evil sometimes, right? So you've got this divide, and it's so polarizing, I think. And so I think sometimes, one side, if you're on the right or you're on the left, both sides feel like they're the
better
axis
side,
of good, and they think the other side is the axis of evil. And so, and it's impossible to like sometimes even move people, but I've never really seen anyone go, oh, I just saw a car wrapped in, Kamala 2020, what is it, 2024, or Trump 2024 or whatever it is. I've never seen anybody like, oh, I'm voting there now.
Yeah, like no, it's not changing anyone's ideas. I don't know. It just feels like it feels unnecessary. Like when people do stuff like that, because it's like, why
it feels
did you
like don't
feel
come
like
up
that?
to me unless like you have that view. It's like they don't want to talk to you.
But that's I think that's what it is. Like when you wear when you put that shirt on, you're saying like this is like I'm you almost feel emboldened sometimes. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I know I've got audience members. You probably have some different shirts and different politics, and you wear it out. And God bless you if you do. Hey, God bless you if you do. But I think it can, because these people that sometimes we have leading these worlds and these voices can give out an impression, at least to the young people, that either you agree with me or you don't.
Yeah.
Before you even met that person. So is that what I'm hearing you say? Yeah. So that's tough. Do you and your peers ever have these discussions? Do you in your friend group? Do y'all ever have any
often? Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes. I mean, probably more like now or coming up, especially because like
you're now voting.
Vote,
you're now able to vote.
Yeah, I'm able to vote. So I think it'll probably be more prevalent like here.
Where do you feel like you're getting your information to And I know you're just getting into this, so we'll talk with you, and I think you can lean on us, and we can help steer you to some information and look at and try to figure out what you feel like is the best path for your vote. Mm-hmm. But I mean, where do you feel like you're gonna, or are getting some information for to inform your opinion?
Me, yeah. Well, I get I don't know. I listen to y'all a lot, and y'all talk about things. I'm not gonna lie, TikTok has a lot of stuff. It's not I don't listen to all of it.
But that is somewhere. That is where
their profiles. There's some TikToks for the candidates right now.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna lie, they're really funny.
So the candidates are putting out.
It's not the candidate. It's somebody
somebody's but it's for their TikTok page.
Campaign.
It's their campaign. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's really funny. It's
what's
really
interesting
targeted.
is you now can have candidates essentially speaking directly to you in your phone. Yeah. Whereas before, you watched a debate or you saw a commercial. I mean, I feel like the commercial's got to be almost dead. I don't know. I'm certain
everyone
people
skips through commercials.
You are going to have certain generations that are still watching commercials or still watching the news and maybe not fast forwarding or watching more live programming. And so, but again, I mean, if it seems like now if you watch a certain news channel, that's fake. If you watch another one, it's semi-fake, and you watch another one, it's completely fake. You don't.
It's hard to
you
know
don't know what to.
But
each one follows a strict path. None of them are fair and unbiased, right?
No.
They're all giving out their spin on whatever you want to see. So if I'm watching one that supports one candidate, I'm really only going to see commercials that are supporting that one candidate. It's like confirmation bias almost, right? So it's got to be really tough in that world to do that. That's interesting though. So you say you might be having some more talks with your peers,
probably a little bit more than we used to, because I
wonder what the discussions I wonder what discussions will happen in the dorm rooms coming up. Would you have some talks
I
try
and stay out of it
100%, but what I always encourage people is to just lean in and listen. You don't have
I like to listen to other people's views.
You don't have to actually open up your viewpoint. You can listen to other people's viewpoint, and it could help to mold. It could help to solidify how you feel.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes people have a great argument. I mean, they're made up of their story, right? And their life experiences. And if I had lived life the exact same way they lived life up to that point, I'd probably feel the exact same way.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, what about your peers? You guys probably aren't talking. Are y'all talking about some of it? Do you get some people that do?
Not really.
Yeah.
I feel like no one really talks about it. But I mean, sometimes at lunch or something, we'll like maybe say a few things about it, but like really no.
No, it's just not on the radar yet.
Because I mean, no one can vote. Like I think one of my friends might be able to vote by the time it comes up, but like other than that, no one can.
Does the current climate though? Does any of that kind of make you? Because there's just some like if so and so gets elected, the whole world's gonna fall. If this person happens, our economy is gonna be terrible. And it's all this stuff. This person happens, they're never gonna. Whatever. I mean, whatever the argument is, however you fall on the sides. Again, the loudest voices are so loud. I mean, does any of that make you fearful?
I mean, I just kind of try and ignore it. Like not ignore it, but like I don't know.
Try to drown out that noise. It's gonna
be so like I can't. I'm just one person. Like I can't really determine who runs our country, but I mean, it's gonna be whatever it's gonna be. Like whoever gets elected, they're gonna be there for 4 years, and then. If they do a lot of bad, then there's a lot of bad for 4 years. And
you got to hope that this country's stronger than that, right? Yeah. I mean, that we've got checks and balances.
We have checks and balances. Like, there's things in place to, like,
we have a very United States of America, so the state you live in is still important, and states' rights mean something.
Yeah.
Local rights mean something. Local elections mean something, so. Yeah. I mean, I think that's part of the lesson that we try to teach you guys, is that, the president, I almost could... I mean, I'd like to see people that match up more with my, economic ideals and goals, and what I would like to see this country do to be as successful as it can for every generation coming, right? Mm-hmm. So, but that's my viewpoint. Like you said, I'm just one person. I'm one person with a little $10 podcast over here. But I'm only one person. But if you can influence others, and I think that's the idea, is like we can influence others. I don't know that anybody's truly influenced outside of the relationships they have with their family and things of that nature, and and their close friends. You get influenced by your experiences that you're having in life. Those are the ones that really influence you. You're not somebody yelling at you through TikTok or whatever it is, right?
Yeah. Well, you just scroll past it. Anyways.
You scroll past it anyways. Yeah. What are you going to do? Or you laugh and like, look at that guy, and it just confirms how you feel sometimes about good or bad about it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting. When you hear the news in the world, moving kind of from politics, which is always a touchy subject, but when you hear like news in the world, does any of it scare you? I mean, because you hear this Ukraine war, these candidates are ramping things up, and there's, if you listen to pundits say like World War III's coming, or there's just nuclear whatever, and you hear about the guy over, and do y'all even hear about the North Korea and and any of that stuff? You hear there's always these different things popping up, or Putin. Everybody hear about Putin? Do those things hit up on you, and does any of that worry you from time to time?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really watch the news.
No, I know. No, that's fine. I want to know, does any of that hit you?
But if I do, I kind of just tune it out, because the world's not gonna end. But and if it does, I won't remember. I'll be gone, so it'll be fine.
Yeah. Right.
So I just kind of tune it out.
Yeah.
Tune it
just
out.
Try to not listen.
I mean, how do you? Well, but when you hear those things, I mean, have you heard some of those things? Have you kind of caught the tail end of it?
Yeah.
But what gives you hope? Why do you tune it out? What gives you that hope to say? Because look, if you really felt like, okay, one, I get it. I can only do so much, so I've got to live my life, right?
Yeah.
Great, healthy response for sure. But if you were really worried about this imminent side of things, you might then say, hey, we need to really plan. What gives you hope? What would give you hope to say, I don't know.
I don't know if I have hope.
Hope for the world? Do you not have hope?
No, I do, but I don't know. I
mean, we can't control what's going on in different countries and stuff.
You can control yourself.
But yeah, you can only control yourself, and you can't even really control your surroundings. Only what influence you put out to others.
Told you always, you can't control people, places, or things, right?
Yeah, you
just
can
control
yourself. Yeah. I don't know what gives me hope. Yeah. I guess because I just kind of drown everything out. It's just there's hope still,
Yeah.
That's left from not listening.
Right.
Don't listen, you'll have hope.
Yeah.
Well,
just
I
think it's still good to be aware of
for sure
what's going on. But
yeah.
I'm a lot of the time
aware
not aware.
Of it.
I kind of just hear it from my friends if they start talking that happened. I didn't even know.
Yeah,
right. Half the time,
so
I don't think I'm aware.
Your friends are sometimes more aware than.
Yeah. Now they have to they check the news every day, and I'm like, okay.
I don't check the news every day.
I don't ever check the news. I never look at the news.
Ever.
Like, if I, like, see something, like, come up, it'll be, like, weeks later on, like, Instagram Reels.
Gotcha. That's crazy. You might want to become a little bit more informed.
I probably should.
Yeah, you should probably dive into it.
Sophie.
But that actually, it's not the worst place. I mean,
No.
you're not able to
Especially
vote
for
right
your
now. You're
age,
dependent
yeah.
on a lot more of us. I just wanted to
Maybe
know
I'll start
how that
listening
works
to the
out.
news when I
mean,
can
it's.
vote.
I think it's probably. I think you're okay in not listening to the news. I think trying to figure out and reading into it. So something that interests you. I feel like today you have to look at 2 or 3 different mediums to determine if it's even correct.
Yeah.
Because you can hear one thing
And just
then find out that,
make it,
that it's a clickbait and it had
Yeah.
nothing to do with that story at all. You know, if you didn't read the article, you'd find.
You
If you
just
read
read
the
the
article, you'd
title,
find out
yeah.
that wasn't true at all. You know, so it's really very misleading. A lot of
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, sometimes I feel like hope for me it's does faith ever kind of play any into that hope world, you think?
I mean, yeah. Because, worst case scenario.
Kind of know the end
like,
game is
if,
where
like,
you go.
Yeah, if everyone's getting nuked out, I die, and I don't know, so.
Hey, absent from the body is present with the Lord, what Scripture
Exactly,
says. So,
so-
be like, I'm out.
I'm out. Like, I mean,
New
it
heaven.
won't be the best way to go out, and I won't love that it happened so soon. But I mean, hey, what can I mean?
You
I
may
don't
not.
have control over it. So
You may love it even better. You know.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Not the direction you want to go, but
No,
but you're
wasn't
not the one
plan,
causing it. You're not the
but-
one causing it either.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but no. Does faith also play sometimes too into the idea that sometimes I just get strength. I get strength from knowing that my current circumstances aren't going to last
not
forever,
permanent,
right?
yeah.
And I've got somebody to lean on and to pray and to strengthen my resolve to go through that problem or go through that trial to get to the other side. Do you feel like that's ever? I mean, so what about you? I mean, I know prayer's been a big part of your life, for sure.
Why do you say that?
I used to find those little prayer cards that you would have, and you'd write up different things to pray for all the time.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all had prayer
Did you
boxes.
read through my prayers, Dad?
No, I didn't read through them all.
That's confidential. All?
I didn't read through all of them.
To be fair, you probably couldn't make out what it said.
Yeah, her handwriting's really bad.
No, and I probably just
You
spelled it
definitely
really
prayed
wrong.
for mittens a lot.
I don't remember praying for mittens.
I mean, you
I
probably
remember.
did.
Okay, I have one in my room, and it says like, "I hope Jackson's like eye feels better," because he thought that he was like gonna die because it's like he saw like his eye was like red, like he had a dot in it or something, and he was like, "I'm gonna die." And I'm like,
So you went to pray for him.
I
Well,
did.
He definitely made it. So your prayer worked.
It did.
Well, the thing, prayer does work.
That,
But,
or he just
sometimes
did
prayer,
just search it up and it
prayer
was
though, the
scary.
interesting thing is people always say, well, I'm going to pray for you. And then a lot of times
Yeah.
it's like, well, what does that mean? And what does that look like? But there is something in numbers. What you don't realize is there is something even good for your soul when your brother knew that you were praying for him. There's
think he knew
something
it.
good. Well, you
Well,
could have humored me there. It is my show.
subconsciously.
Sorry,
He
he
definitely
might have.
knew
I
it.
might have told him.
But I do think when you have the faith isn't just it's only for me.
Yeah.
And I do feel like it is, but I think there is that road. I'm with you. I'm not big on like wearing my faith shirt out, and I actually don't have I don't think any real faith shirts, but I'm okay if you do. And I'm okay if you say like whatever it is. The one thing is I think we just got to really be careful on is when we're sharing our faith is to be I think we do need to be cognizant of other people's beliefs and other people and how they feel. But telling them how my faith feels, I don't think there's anything wrong with that especially when somebody asks.
Yeah.
But when somebody's hurting to say, hey, I'm going to pray for you, I think there is some strength in knowing
And just knowing
that there is
somebody's
another person
caring.
and they care so much that they have a faith with what they believe is the creator of the universe, and they're going to go to him on your behalf to say, I hope you're better, whatever that issue is better. And there is something that's
There is
really
something
unique
about
when
that,
that
yeah.
comes together. I
Yeah.
mean, there is something that's a little bit more powerful. It just kind of hits your soul, Do you feel that your mother and I have helped to shape your views? I mean, how do you, obviously, I'll go ahead and answer for you because we have.
Yeah.
You listen to us all
we
the
listen to
time
you
and we
a lot.
regurgitate all these crazy things. We try to be balanced And I do want to listen to I like diversity. I like culture. I like to see what this world's going. I like to hear other people's experiences and to dive into that. And so we try to be like really accepting in that world. Mm-hmm. So I think we've tried, but how do you challenge those views as you get older?
Probably just from like hearing like y'all's views and like what y'all believe, and then like maybe just going out and like friends and stuff like that and new people we meet, because everyone has different opinions and ideas about everything. Right. So like just like kind of looking at everything from a whole and like deciding like what I believe in.
Right. Like
yeah,
you
like taking it all in
either
from
make
like
those beliefs yours
and
or grow from that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you think it's an influence from your peers and some more of the workplace you're at and the people around you.
Just like kind of just the environment. Yeah.
So do you feel like that? I mean, you're still kind of, again, you're a little young on the younger side here. You're a few years behind your sister, but do you feel like you're getting into that world that you're starting to own your own beliefs and your own feelings?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I don't know how to say it. Like,
I think you do.
I think I think I do.
That's a new word. It's like the like.
I've said it like a million times. Y'all can get a like count.
I got it. Like.
I think you do.
I think
you're starting to grow into your own. I mean, because you want to test your views and you don't want to just adopt like our views.
Yeah.
There are things that you may like that we do, and there's going to be things that we do that you're not going to like at all. Mm-hmm. I knew a guy growing up that him and his parents or maybe his dad and his brother and was drinking or drank, and I'm not saying they over drank. Mm-hmm. They just, I think, consumed alcohol. And he may have seen some things early on that caused him to turn the other way, or for whatever reason, he decided that he was not going to have alcohol. And as far as I know to this day, he's the one that's never had a sip of alcohol. So, you can, and again, that's not, I mean, it is a viewpoint on something. Yeah. Maybe it was for health reasons. Maybe there was something else. Maybe there was a trigger in it. I don't know. But he just decided early on that I'm not going to adopt that portion. So you're going to find things that just don't work for you. Yeah. And that's okay, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the kind of world that we want to live in, is that you adopt how you're feeling led to believe and the beliefs that are coming along your way. Yeah. And go with those. And grow with those. Mm-hmm. That's right. Izzy, I know the reason why she's always good with this, but Izzy, I remember one time you were in school and very young, and we've told this story a ton of times, probably not on this podcast, but you were really young and you were in line, and some kid did something to you, and the teacher came and told us they needed to talk to you. I think she got a hold of your mom or something and said, we need to talk. Izzy got into it with the little kid, and we were like, well, what happened? And she was like, well, he turned around to a kid and he just said, I'm going to kill you.
I mean,
I don't know what that kid did.
Must have deserved.
I don't know, but I wouldn't say that unless it was deserved. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we tried to explain to her we didn't think you really were going to kill him.
I really wasn't going to kill him. I don't know who you are, but if I said that to you, I'm really sorry, because I wasn't actually going to.
But yeah, you had your own beliefs. You were ready to go, and I've noticed. But what's interesting is as you guys have all gotten older, and that's just a kid's story of having that. But I'll never forget that. But as I've noticed that diversity and inclusion seems to mean more to this generation. I think even my generation, I think we probably were pressing in areas that our parents didn't press.
Yeah.
But it seems like you guys are definitely including people more. The pair of you, I know, don't like to leave really anyone out. You're not a big fan of that. I mean, look, if you've got a friend that's done something wrong to you, well, then, yeah, you've got to have boundaries. Yeah. But in general, when you meet somebody, it's not like you're like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, no. Not
you're wearing red shoes. I don't like people to wear red shoes or whatever. I mean, you guys don't seem to do that. I'm going on the light side of things. But you guys seem to be really try to include people a little bit more, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, do you feel that way? Do you feel like your age group accepts people more than what previous generations have, going back 1 or 2 or 3 generations ago?
I feel like they definitely have more, but I feel like there's still some people that are just.
You're not gonna get everybody, right? You're gonna get some loudmouth, bigoted people,
but
no matter where you go, right?
Better.
I think it's better as you get older, because I think a lot of people in like high school aren't super inclusive.
Okay.
And I think that's
so
just
there's still the
I think
clique
it's a
stuff
part of
that's
high
happening,
school.
right?
Yeah, I mean, but as what I've seen from like college so far, like I haven't been there, but like I met a bunch of people at orientation,
Right.
and it just seems like there's so many. It's so much more inclusive. Like people don't care as much, and so it's more like everyone's like nobody is left out, kind of. Yeah.
Right. And
And
you can
whereas
find
high
your own
school, there's,
way.
like,
You're
cliques.
probably going to be somewhat cliquey, but at the same time, you're going to school with
Yeah.
13,000 people.
So there's-
the clique may be hundreds of people.
Yeah.
You know that kind of found their niche to, you know, maybe it's a study group or maybe it's a fun thing you do,
Yeah.
but it's not around maybe how you look or how you dress
Yeah.
or your social even status as much as it
Yeah.
can be in high school.
Yeah, I think people
Is that
care
what you're trying to
a lot
say?
less when you get older, I guess, and like not like older, like 18, like college, like
Yeah.
Out of high school.
out of high school. Yeah.
Out of high school. Yeah. I mean, you know, there are times that I hear something or you see something and, you know, maybe around us. So maybe I hear it or maybe we heard somebody else or maybe it's somebody, maybe it's maybe it's a friend or maybe it's kind of a friend of, and you'll hear it. And or maybe they come in, but they're occasionally, a lot of times it feels like a generational gap. So I don't want to throw anybody under the bus from anybody that we know, but you'll hear something and you'll kind of look at us like, yeah, we don't say that stuff anymore. You know, it's like it's not like a direct derogatory, but sometimes it's maybe a slang. You're like, yeah, we've kind of cut that out of our language.
That's
So there
not
are
really-
certain things that there are words and things that you guys are conscious that you grew up with, that your friend group, they just don't use those words. Am I right in saying that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't think we grew up with like many terms that were like derogatory.
No,
Yeah, we
you
didn't
weren't
grow-
hearing that
yeah.
in our home.
Yeah, no.
But I'm
oh,
saying,
like,
but I'm just saying outside
yeah.
of it,
Yeah.
you know, but your friends also must
Came
have
from, like,
come
different
from
places,
came
too,
from different
yeah.
places. But as a friend groups, your friends aren't using a lot of these derogatory terms. You know, it's in
No,
fact,
yeah.
Definitely
I mean,
not.
it would be a hard stop if somebody in your friend group dropped, you know,
Yeah, like some
some
words.
some words,
Yeah.
right, to describe somebody through whether they're color
Immediate
or what
kick
they
out.
do. Immediate kick out, right? Would it be?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
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 I mean,
I would tell them to like go sit by themselves.
I mean,
Bye bye.
I mean, you
That'd be
can't
tough.
like,
Yeah.
but it,
You can't just
yeah, you
gloss
can't like
over that.
Yeah.
gloss over stuff like that. I
Yeah.
mean, because I mean, at this day and age, people know what they're saying.
I feel like you guys learned that. In fact, I took a picture just recently. We were cleaning out that storage unit, and I actually wish I'd written this down because we're cleaning out the storage room. Your mom found a one of these boards, and I'll post this picture up for here. But it was like one of those chalkboards that we would have around our kitchen and stuff. And so we were going through it, and we found one that was from years ago that you guys would have seen as you were coming up through elementary and middle school. But the last verse that was written on this said, "Words kill, words give life. They're either poison or fruit. You choose." And that's from Proverbs 18:21. So, I mean, I've heard over time you guys have used some colorful words before. Not Sophia so much, but you still
Sophie's
choose
the
yours.
colorful words police.
Yeah, I'm the
She's the police of it.
She is.
I get mad.
Which is
people
how
say
you've actually decided, because I know in our family, I mean, words matter. I've said this before. Words matter. Those of you listening along right now, and if you're not in a Christian world, you would not believe how sometimes Christian people get really upset about cussing and things of that nature. I mean, it is a big deal. I get it to a point, but I think it's
Sometimes words
sometimes
are
you're-
tastefully used.
Sometimes they can be, and look,
Every-
I just kind of let it go. I mean, you know, I'm not going to fight a battle. Words are important. How you use words are important. That Proverbs is so important. But if you use a colorful word, it's just not been a big issue in our home. She is the police,
She's
though.
the only one that's like,
she is
yeah.
the police for it.
I'll get you.
But and that's, by the way, that is something
Think we
though
should
that
do, like,
that
a-
is something that you've deviated.
Yeah, like a
for your
jar.
core value,
Yeah.
you don't like swear words for your
Yeah.
core value in general.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know
a
that.
no.
I mean, I feel like I've heard you say a bad word once somewhere. I know she's probably called you.
Yeah.
You probably called her a bad word.
Absolutely not. Izzy, I did not do that. I did not say any bad word.
Definitely has.
Yeah,
You know, I can hear
Definitely.
you. Whispering doesn't make like wearing
she's got headphones in. They're just the in ears.
Yeah, like you're just doing like ASMR right now. It's like
No, I mean, yeah, I've just noticed there's definitely a difference in and not curse words. I mean, we're talking about the words that would be derogatory or bigoted or prejudiced against somebody, even racist. To
well, we don't say
extreme.
racist.
No.
words.
We don't
put
say
that
it.
out
No.
there.
I'm saying we as a family don't. I'm saying you guys, and we don't at all. But when I hear things in, maybe it's from somebody that maybe we know, or we're at a party, or we hear something, we've been out, and you catch it, and you're like, we don't say those words anymore. I'm like, I don't know how to combat that. And that's not saying I have friends that are racist or anybody coming around. I'm just saying that when you're on this planet, you hear things, and I've just noticed that you guys perk up immediately. And you're like, that's not something we talk about.
You're like,
that's not really in our group. And sometimes for me, if I hear it, I don't hear it. Maybe I've grown up with it a little bit more. Maybe I did
tune it out.
And it won't be a blatant. Like, it may not be a blatant thing. Like, maybe it's a slight to someone that I don't even recognize as a slight. And you guys are like, we don't say those words. Yeah, we would. You guys, I just feel like you're conscious in not wanting to hurt people more. It seems like that's good. And you're right. There's probably not everybody your age that's doing that.
Yeah, no.
That's not.
Yeah.
But does it feel like maybe more people are, or do you feel like you've got more than less. I mean, there's always that blowhard that is going to do what he does. Right.
There's definitely more people that are conscious of it now. Yeah. I mean, I've definitely met a few people that aren't conscious of it. And let's just say I'm not friends with them anymore.
You're out, right? You're out on that one. Yeah. So there are some. So you do still have to navigate it, I guess, right? I guess maybe that doesn't completely get extinguished,
Definitely not.
But over the years, maybe it gets better and better. I don't know.
You're listening to What the Hell Do I Know with JB. JB with ADHD. Elemental B. Anyway, back to the show.
So, again, our sponsor of the day is the letter A. While as parents, we always want to see A's on all your projects, we really just want you to do your dead level best. And now, one of my favorite times of the show.
Oh, no.
It's Quote of the Day by Tay Tay.
Yay!
Do you guys know if she's got a place down here? I mean, I keep hearing like there's going to be a place.
She doesn't have one yet.
They're building one.
I think.
Come?
Yeah.
You think?
No,
Yes.
I think I'm
You think that's
pretty
just kinda
sure that
rumor?
was just a lie. Like
It probably
that
was.
It was in the
Fake
song
news.
in the line.
It
You
was
think
a
it just
fake-
maybe
it was
rhyme?
fake news.
Fake news.
Oh, she definitely isn't moving to Destin.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
You don't think so?
No
I mean,
way.
there's-
That'd be really cool, though.
Well, there's that one
What if
house
we
like
just
Jerry
ran through
Jones,
like
the
Buffalo
owner
Jacks?
of the Dallas Cowboys, has a house that's kind of on that.
Yeah.
that
Well, people have
scenic
houses down
area,
here, but
Well, yeah, people
mean,
do. That's a
people
bold
like
statement.
famous people.
Wow, is
okay.
Yeah, I didn't know
People have
people have
houses.
houses.
People have houses
in the state of
That
Florida.
John
Dustin.
Mellencamp song. Pink houses. For you and me.
Well, I just don't think
Yeah.
Taylor Swift would come, especially not to Destin.
She said it in her song.
I know she said it in a song.
What's wrong with Destin?
No,
yeah, I guess if I was
something's
going
great
to
in
move
Destin.
somewhere
Yeah, but
in
it's a
Florida,
great-
I wouldn't move to
Somewhere to
Destin.
Come
I
on,
moved
the
to-
beaches down here.
I
If
moved
you're
to
vacationing
Orlando.
down here, the
They're
beaches down here
beautiful.
are amazing.
I guess, but there's just
You
so
guys,
many people.
I understand you guys are your locals, and you've got sometimes that local
I don't think
draw
but I
on
don't
it,
think
but
a famous person like their first pick would be Destin. Maybe
I don't
like,
know, man. If you
maybe
want a
the
quiet
Santa
spot,
Rosa Alice
there's
area.
still houses you could buy on the beach here in Destin that would be very secluded and away from people miles away. That subdivision where Jerry Jones lives, I don't know. There's like there's
That's
probably a
true.
stretch of 10-mile stretch or whatever before you'd even get to her house. You'd have to walk so far down.
That's
if
true.
you even knew it was hers. You don't think she's got security and everything else. So there is
And
a
Ninja lives.
there is a
Ninja lives down here too.
Ninja lives
He lived
down
in
here.
our
Ninja, if you're
I know.
watching this, you
Luke
have an
Bryan's
open
down here.
invite.
Yeah, Ninja. Open invite. Come on. You
You
can
and
come on.
Taylor
We'll talk about
Swift.
anything. I'll make the show a lot better than today's show.
What's wrong with today's show?
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Personally, I think I'm cooler.
The Ninja?
Yeah. Wow,
I don't
that's
know.
bold.
That's
If
bold.
he's watching
That's bold.
this, that's some
That's bold. He may just find
shade.
himself a
Boxing match.
a boxing match. Sophie versus
Would you do
Ninja.
it online?
Tyler
No, it's in
Levin
person.
versus
In
Sophia
person
Becker.
boxing? I don't know.
Because you
I
can't
still
hit a
think-
girl.
So
I- oh, wait.
She has the upper
certainly
hand.
not. Yeah, and a minor at
And
that.
a minor.
Yeah,
So I'd
you
win.
do have the upper hand.
Yeah,
You
Ninja,
do
watch
have it.
out.
I'm
You
just
might
kidding.
get
He's
it.
probably cooler. I mean, he's got more money than me, so.
Yeah, right now, you never know. You never know where it goes. I mean,
Yeah,
look,
that's
I'm
true.
sure he's probably great. I hear great things.
Yeah.
about that group, the people that we're probably like 2 degrees of separation between the people I know and he knows at this point. But because I always have people like, you need to get Ninja on your show, and I have people that
You're like, okay,
walk
well,
up and
get
like,
him here.
Let's work this together. But it
Well, I
is.
can't get on here now. I just like.
Yeah, you just like dissed him. You just dissed him.
I'm just
dissed
kidding. You're so
Ninja.
cool.
Ninja,
Like Ninja, he's
come
so
on the
cool.
show.
Come on
Everything
the
will be
show.
fine. But
Sophie won't.
I won't
be
be-
here.
but we
you
do know
up.
that we do know the same people, and the people that I talked to said that he
that he's a great guy.
he does
yeah.
seem to be a great guy. So this quote of the day by Tay Tay says, "Your little hands wrapped around my finger, and it's so quiet in the world tonight. Your little eyelids flutter 'cause you're dreaming, so I tuck you in, turn on your favorite nightlight. To you, everything's funny. You got nothing to regret. I'd give all I have, honey, if you could stay like that."
No, not that
Tearing
one.
up.
I'm literally tearing up.
That
song
song's
makes
so
me wanna
sad. Oh my god,
cry.
why are you?
So
tearing
what
up?
song
That
is
is so
this?
embarrassing.
What song is that?
Never grow
Yeah,
up.
never
Yeah,
grow
I
up.
just, okay, you knew it. You knew it. I
It
wondered
makes
if
you
y'all
wanna
would know.
cry.
You know the
Obviously.
lyrics so well.
Yeah.
You girls are like
Well, it's
super
like-
fine.
Well, because it's like she's going off to college, and
Yeah.
like that's what I'm doing. Like it's sad.
It is
Sophie's
sad,
like, you're
yeah.
tearing up, like for real. Like I'm sorry.
Crazy.
No, listen, it's a tough one. I thought that was apropos for today.
It's a good one.
So yeah,
That
so
is
that
a
was
good one
good.
for
That was real good. I'll give myself a cash register. So
What's up?
you know, I remember when I was moving. My parents, you know, when I was younger, and again 10th grade, I moved from Jonesboro then to the Eagles Landing area, and Jonesboro was on quarters. And I know I've told you guys this story, so if you're hearing something new, I'll go ahead and apologize. But we were on quarters, and Eagles Landing was on semesters. This was so long ago, back in the 1900s, that they didn't really have computers and emails and things working that way. So I would go around to my teachers as I went to leave, and they would write on a sheet of paper what my current grade was. They wrote it on a sheet of paper, and I was not focused that quarter.
he
I
was
think
getting
we were.
Fs.
My parents were moving, and we had a lot of things going on, and just felt very chaotic sometimes in the house, and so my grades weren't good at all. Now I think I was like, out of 6 classes, I think I was probably failing 4. I think to play sports you had to do like 2. It was really bad. Have you not heard this story?
No.
I feel like I'm
No.
telling you new information. It was,
It's new.
it was really bad
You're
that quarter.
failing.
It was
Wow.
bad. It was bad, and it was in the middle of the
Wow.
quarter. It's my first quarter, my sophomore year. I mean, it
Sophomore
was
year.
my sophomore year. It was
Well,
really
we can
bad.
all say
It
now
was
that
really
we
bad.
did better than you in high school.
We already
all
knew that.
Have,
I mean,
you
we
already
did, but,
all
like-
have done better than me in high school.
Yeah.
But, you know, what was interesting is when I went to Eagles Landing, I decided I wanted a new reputation. I wanted to change my life around to a degree that I said, hey, I could start focusing. What I knew I wasn't going to do is turn in this sheet of paper. They gave me the sheet of paper. It had all my grades on. And then I was supposed to take it to my new school and say, here is me.
I wouldn't.
So when I showed up at the new school, they said, hey, where's your transfer
he was like
paper?
white out, put an A on it.
Where's your
like,
transfer paper? And I said, I don't know. They didn't give me. It's lost, you know. And I'm just pray that they'd never find it. And I went into class, and the teachers had zero impression of me, other than just me. And so I decided at that point I was going to do homework. I was going to listen in. I was going to buckle in
Good
a little
for
bit more.
you.
And so
Yeah,
my
good for
grades
you.
came back.
Reinvented
What's
yourself.
interesting? Thank you. I did. I wanted to innovate. Wow, I cannot speak. You'd think he's got his own podcast if he
Yeah.
could speak, you know, right?
Wow.
But I wanted to reinvent myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so in trying to reinvent myself, I was going to try to do better. I was trying to make better friends, things like that. And you're still trying to fit in. But by the end of the semester, what I didn't realize is that
They
sheet
got the
they
transfer
had,
sheet.
because it was carbon copy. You guys know
Yeah.
that, where it has the white, the yellow, and the pink. So there was a copy for the school, copy for me, and copy for the new school. And they got my grades. And I remember I had one professor or one teacher, like a science teacher, pulled me aside and was like, you aren't doing really good over there, were you?
He's like, is this the same kid?
And it started bringing my grade. Like I was doing like, you know, A's and B's, and it was bringing then my average down because I had these really
bad
sucky
grades,
grades
yeah.
from the old high school.
Yeah.
A lot of those teachers really decided that I had reinvented myself. And so they kind of nudged my
Oh,
grades
that was
up
really
and said,
That's nice.
yeah.
it was super nice. They gave
Yeah.
me a chance based because I said, I'm going to
You're gonna do.
I'm
better,
going
yeah.
to do better.
put in
And I
the work.
showed them, and I put in the work, and I showed them I was going to do better. So I kind of changed
nice.
I changed my stars. Or I tried to change my stars a
Good
little bit
job.
right then. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
That deserves an
and here
applause.
you are today. And here you are today. You're welcome. So in saying all that, we are in a new phase of our family. You know, Jackson started this when he decided to grow up and leave. But what are some things that excite you, you know, about what you're seeing change? I mean, is there anything that excites you about the upcoming new year being by yourself? You're going to be a driver. You're going to be a driver in less than a month.
Yeah, the driving is like really the only thing that sounds cool.
Oh yeah, and you've got more options. You like
honestly,
Buffalo Jacks.
If Izzy could stay here, I would just never drive. Like I would like switch the two.
Really?
Yeah.
You would give up driving?
I would give up driving if Izzy could stay here.
Oh, that's really sweet. That's going to make her tear up too.
I'm sorry.
So what excites you on your new journey?
I think just that it's new in a different environment. Probably just that I get to meet a bunch of new people and like kind of reinvent myself. I mean, like just meet people with no impression of me and just kind of, you know, just live life. I don't know.
Right. No, I think that's good, right? I mean, they have you can reinvent yourself. They have no impression of you.
Yeah.
You can show up at school.
If any of y'all are watching this, I'm super nice.
Yes. Yes.
Give myself a shout out.
Izzy
and I
is
do
super
nails.
nice.
So
oh,
if you
should
need your
do
nails
nails.
done.
Nails by Izzy. We'll put the Instagram. We'll put the Instagram.
Here,
we'll
like, for
we'll
the
put the
audio
Instagram up on the show because her nails are crazy.
They're
good.
actually doing mine tomorrow.
You gotta check them out. They're insane, very good. It's actually
They're
art.
crazy.
It's artwork you do on your nails.
They're like
Artwork
way
you
better
do.
than like the salon.
100%.
And I get them for free too.
Well, she
so
has
it's, like,
stuff
even better.
on the nails, and then you have designs on them, and you paint in. I mean, this is
It takes a while though.
Like
so like
diamond, like not actually like
it
gems.
takes a while.
it does take a while. So,
So
if you
you're
get them
gonna have
done,
to
you
have a
need to
chunk out
have
of your
patience.
time.
It takes like she did mine, and it was like 5 hours.
5 hours.
No, last time I think it was 3.
But when I do yours, like
We
we're
actually
yapping
stopped
way
and-
too much.
You're talking
like,
too much. Yeah.
We're just talking, and I'm not
if
really
you
like
focused
focused.
it,
I'm
if you
zoned
focused in, how
probably,
long do
like,
you take?
2.5, 3 hours.
2.5, 3 hours
That's
to
a
do.
long time.
But you're
It's a
talking
long
acrylic
time, but
nails
it's like acrylics,
with
design, everything.
but you might even have 3D
Charms.
design, charms, all of this stuff on the nails. How long would these nails last?
I mean, it really depends on like the care that you take of them because like
mine lasts like a
I
week.
do as much as I can to make the retention last.
Okay.
So after that, like it's on your own. Like mine will last like, well, I do my
What
nails
would you
so
say for
frequently.
yourself? You do them you do
3
them
to
frequently,
4
but if you
weeks.
didn't, so you could get maybe
Yeah.
4 weeks
on
out
our
of it if
trip.
you
They
didn't.
lasted like the whole time. I had to
Yeah,
like
because you
take
came
them
back.
off.
You can't. No, but did you redo them while we were on our trip? Because I remember when we came back into the States and we were going through security. Some lady looked at.
No, they were the same ones. They were outgrown for sure. But
She
some
just
lady
caught
was
a glimpse
she
of.
was
She's like,
just
"Well, I've got to see your
oh, they're
nails.
so
They were so
pretty."
good." Yeah,
She
so-
did it on the way there too. She did,
Yeah,
like,
it was
not the same lady,
girl,
obviously, but
when we got
you
to
had
Greece,
several
somebody
people.
said
You
it,
had
the customs.
Oh, I
yeah.
heard almost every day. I heard somebody complimenting your nails. It's pretty interesting. I mean, they're incredible. It's
go
actually
check
pretty
me
cool.
out.
Yeah, you got to
Nails-
check it out.
Nails
Nails
by
by
Izzy.
Izzy. She can come and do your nails in the dorm room.
Yes,
she's got a whole little cart.
I have a cart.
That's it.
Take
We'll
a
put a reel.
suitcase.
We'll put a reel up for that
Yes.
one. So, but you're right. You can kind of reinvent yourself. I mean, you are who you are.
Yeah.
But you can be more outgoing, or you can be more reserved, or you can decide to listen more or talk more. So wherever you are in life, if you're listening to this and you're a young person, reinventing yourself, it's not the easiest thing to do because you are who you are.
Yeah.
However, you can pick some attributes that you would like to push forward or
forward,
pull
yeah.
back, right?
But it's always important to like stay true to who you are.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
definitely, we're not saying that you need to go reinvent yourself entirely. Like,
Right.
keep your morals.
Well, you
like,
can only
and-
do so much.
Yeah.
You can only do so much. There's certain things in me that are just like repetitive motions that I do and say that it's hard for me. You know, if I were to try to get rid of little tics that I do,
It'd be hard to break.
it'd be hard to break. It's
Yeah.
really hard to break. I think it takes 60 days or 90 days to break a
Yeah, it's
habit
like-
if you do or
I
something.
think it's like
that.
90 days
Yeah, I think
to
it's
break a
90
habit.
days.
Is it? Yeah. So that's really diligent. That's like on it the whole
Yeah.
time. But
I don't know if I'm
Um,
that
I
diligent.
need to do that with
Yeah.
biting my nails.
you did it with biting your nails?
No, I need to.
You need to do it with biting, yeah. So what are some things you think you hate seeing change? I mean, obviously for you, it's Izzy leaving, and then
Only
Jackson's
child.
leaving. Yeah, you gone to an only child.
Well, the Jackson one isn't that big of a deal. Like, I still like love him the same amount.
Yeah.
But like
he wasn't that big of a deal.
no, he was when it happened, but
Yeah.
it's been like 2 years.
Yeah,
so, like
so you've kind
when
of
he leaves, it's like it's like normal. Like it's
Right.
like
When he
it's
comes
weird.
back,
like
when
he's in
so
town
weird.
now, and it's gonna suck
It's
when
like-
he goes. But it's
I feel like it's gotten to the point where it's like weird when he's here.
Yeah.
Like I like it, but
Yeah.
it's like weird. Like I'm normal. I'm used to like just being
your
me and
normal's
Izzy.
been just
Yeah,
the two
we
of you for
definitely
2
love
years.
him being
Two
here,
of
but
Yeah.
it's so weird.
Two of you for 2 years. It's kind of
Yeah.
been interesting.
I was gonna be just me
Yeah.
for 2.
And now just you for 2. She's gonna come back on some Fridays.
I will.
Yeah,
come
she'll
back.
come back a lot more than Jackson.
Yeah.
So
At
that's good.
some point, I think that as your driving skills get there, we'll keep having the conversation. But yeah, I do think there's a point where you can drive out and see your
Yes.
sister for sure.
Yeah, I'll
I
make
can,
a
like,
little,
spend
I'll
the
make a little
weekend.
bed on the floor for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
fun. That'd be cool.
Yes.
So, what are a few things you really want to get out of this year? I mean, if you were to set goals for this year, what would be your top 2 or 3 goals? You know, both of you.
It's gonna go first.
Are we talking like school year? or,
Whatever,
like
whatever.
whatever, just
Let's
the
call
year.
it school year. I agree. Let's
Okay.
call it school year. You're back to school. Let's call it school year.
Well,
So
I
not
wanna get,
calendar. We'll call it fiscal year.
Okay. I definitely want to complete an internship. That's a goal.
Oh,
That way I
good
don't have to
call.
worry about next year. You know.
No, that's
maybe start thinking about more where I want to go and what I want to do.
I think that's jam up.
I probably won't. That'll probably be one that I
Take
won't
your
end up doing.
SAT.
Oh yes, take my SAT. and
You want to do it?
ACT. I
You
gotta
want to
start
think
studying.
in the spring or?
She
Yeah.
needs to.
Probably the spring, and then also obviously make the tennis team.
Okay.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
probably all my goals.
And you've got what's interesting about
Continue
what
good
I'm hearing
grades.
about your goals, though. You actually have a plan of action to all your goals.
Do
You're
I?
You're taking tennis lessons. You said earlier some things you're going to start doing in tennis to help improve your skills, whether that's playing with other people and doing different things like that. You also said the studying for the SAT.
Yes, I
and
do need to start
I
doing
know
that.
that even your mother, we talked about different tutors and things like that to help you prep for how to take the test. So we've talked about those things. It's interesting that all your goals, actually, you have a plan of action to achieve your goals.
You know
So I
it.
love that about it. I really love that about it. And well, it's so important because just because you set goals doesn't mean you're going to get them if you don't start putting something into action.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what about you?
Probably just to be more outgoing and to just like meet a bunch of new people and definitely do good in school. I'm gonna try my best.
So you want to be more outgoing.
I want to be more outgoing and
do good in school. Yep.
and
Try new things.
Make the dance team.
The dance team.
Yeah. So
All right. Well, you did dance when you were younger, so we
Yeah.
just got to get the rhythm.
Just gotta
and
get the
ti-
rhythm back in
Once
there,
you learn,
but-
there'll be a routine that you're going to have to,
yeah, it's a
practice.
3-day auditions.
Have you gotten the routine ahead of time or no?
No, you learn it like
You learn it there. So there you go.
Perfect. Yeah.
I mean, you can kill it. If you focus on anything, you can do it for sure.
There's another thing I want to add. Hold up. I also want to be more outgoing because I'm like
Let's
really,
go.
really shy.
Yeah,
You're
she
on
is.
this. You both. This right here is a step, a plan of action.
I guess, but
this is a
yeah.
step right here to come on this podcast because y'all have been reluctant.
Yeah.
I get it. You're coming on the podcast. You're talking about things, and it's kind of like this is going to go out into the universe. There's going to be like 5 people in Italy that watch.
5
it,
people
you know.
in Italy that watch
That's
it,
crazy.
and like
Yeah.
a bunch of people here.
Well,
so
we'll see. We'll see how many people watch this. They'll probably skip over it because I'm gonna put stuff like, hey, don't watch this.
You
I mean, no,
should-
I'm just kidding.
You should start putting like
Mr.
Italian
Dan.
translation.
Say hi to Mr. Dan. He watches these.
Yeah, hi, Mr. Dan.
Hi, Mr.
Yeah, he said
Dan.
he's gonna watch
shout
mine.
out to Mr. Dan. In
He's gonna
Ohio.
watch mine. I told him.
Did
today.
you tell him?
I told him
Oh,
today I was
that's
gonna
so
do it.
good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Hi,
I was
Mr.
like,
Dan.
because he keeps asking me when am I gonna be on one, and I was like, I don't know. I don't think I will.
But I
And
think
then
you
now you're
guys
like,
are doing.
today.
I actually think you guys are doing really good. We're having a lot of fun. You're answering
hope.
questions. Truthfully, I think you're giving some insight. There's going to be some young people that are going to see this and go, I don't know. That's the same experience I've had around people in politics or people in religion or different things. But then there's going to be some people that are going to go, oh wow, I feel the same way, right?
Yeah.
So you're not going to. I've just found in this world. And we said this before, you're not going to please everybody. You're not everybody's cup of tea. Believe it or not, you're not everybody's cup of tea.
and that's okay.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. And you just got to, but again, you can't control how they are. You can't control people, places, and things, but you can control yourself. So how you react to that is really important, right?
yeah.
You still can be kind. You still can be nice. You may not be their cup of tea, but hey, that's okay.
Yeah.
Just move on. So it's you just have to do that. But I also think there's probably some parents here watching that are maybe getting some insights on how to maybe talk to their kids, or
Yeah.
maybe how to listen, or how to even think about their kids developing their own belief systems. And when I say belief systems, listen, if you guys want to go out and worship something else, I mean, you're totally welcome to do that because you are individuals. I tend to think that our faith's important to us, and I think it's something that we've passed down to you all.
Yeah.
But how you interact with that faith is going to be different. I mean, it just is. We're two different people.
Yeah.
It's something that I realize the older all of you get, how individually different you are.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty cool. I think that's really cool. So, did you said your couple things, right? The dance team, outgoing, of course, getting good grades.
Getting good grades,
I think
the big one.
Yeah. What do you think is one of the best lessons you maybe have learned while living with maybe our five? Just the core five of us. What do you think some of the best lessons? What do you think sticks out for you? Is there anything that sticks out that you feel like you learned?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, say it.
Are
Hey.
you gonna say it?
Yeah.
You're still like you're like in class mode.
Yes. Like,
Yes. Can I answer? I just came from school. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I forgot my point.
I messed you up.
Okay, wait, no, I remember.
Good.
Okay, I think like a lesson I've definitely learned is like working, like hard work
Yeah.
and
That's
stuff.
a big
Like
one, yeah.
especially like when we like work for like part of our car.
Oh,
like, our
that's
job
a good
and stuff.
call. That's a really good call. Yeah. So if you're listening to this, what Sophia is talking about, it just got posted. If you follow me online on Instagram, it's at @Jason_Becker. But it's posted up there. You can follow me, don't follow me, and what the hell do I know? But
So casually just drops it.
name dropping. It's all the time. It's all the time.
however, what we've done, we set out, we told all the kids, we started with our oldest Jackson, and we had a matching number, that for every dollar they put in, we put in so many dollars. And look, we wanted y'all to be in something nice. So the lion's share of the car, we put the money towards.
Yeah.
However, you needed skin in the game. And so there's this matching world. And we just really felt like your mother worked for her car. I didn't, my parents ended up kind of passing me down a junker, but we wanted you kind of to be in. And then I had to, I had to work for tires, and I had to work for college, and a lot of this work was just a hard work. And having that work ethic, I think, meant something. Mm-hmm. And so your mother and I talked when we saw Jackson approaching, and like, what was the best way to approach this? And so here in Florida at 14, you can actually start working at Publix, certain places. So Publix was one where you and Jackson both did. You did
And
Maple Street. They did it too. And so at 14, you guys could work so many hours a week and start earning money. So between the ages of 14 and essentially 16, all these kids earned, thousands and thousands of dollars working a part-time job and then putting that towards vehicle. And you're getting something that's nice, something that you work, but you're getting a reward for putting in that time and that hard work.
My 2 years paid off when I got that car.
Yes, it did, right? It
I
paid
feel
off.
accomplished.
Yeah, well, and it is an accomplishment, and you should feel accomplished. I mean, what an incredible thing to work hard and to put in that time, put in that effort. I think that's amazing.
I feel like it's a really good thing that you got us to start working so early, because there's a lot of people I know that just now are starting to get jobs. Sure. And I don't know, like 17, 18, I feel like there's something important about learning how to work and be responsible.
Well, I do. I think you have to work on your schedule. I think you also have to learn how to talk to adults.
Yeah,
that's a big
you can be shy about doing it, but you've got to do it. You've got to go in. You got to check.
I feel like I'm less shy about talking to adults than to kids.
But that's okay. I think that's super important. I think that's just something to navigate. You've got to navigate other employees and their quirks and things you don't like or like, right? So you've got to get through that. And I think understanding that helps you, evolve as a better human, and a better person on this planet. So there's so many lessons that come out of work. And again, if you're listening to this, the other thing we would teach our kids is, one, if we take a trip, we take a vacation, look, at 14, 15 years old, you got to ask for vacation, but at the end of the day, your job is not going to rule for us, right? No. So none of you have ever, got fired from your jobs or anything
all
like that. We put it in,
of that.
but they know that
if they say no, we're gone.
Right. You're going to give them the 2-3 weeks or month notice, whatever the notice is. But if they say no, then
I'm like, okay,
they just lost an employee because you're coming on vacation with us.
We're part-time worker. We're
workers.
We live with our parents.
We also didn't want you.
I'm going.
We're kind of more like a 2-day, few hours a day sort of thing. So more on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon.
2 hours.
No, two days or a few hours. It wasn't
Oh,
like,
said
no.
Well, at Publix, I was starting to get just 2 hours.
You were,
they were
which
like
now that
crazy
was
on
annoying.
shifts.
But
Yeah, that's half the reason I left.
But you were getting, I mean, we didn't want you to be overworked, in other words. We didn't want you doing 20 or 30 hours a week or something like that. Because
school's important.
You're going to have to work, in general, you want to find what with that Maria said it the last time when she was here, and I think your mom and I would agree with this too, and we want you to find something you're really good at and you really love, because if you're doing that, it's not going to feel like work. You're doing it and you're really wanting to do that. And I do think that's very important to your generation, even more so than it was our generation.
Yeah.
So I think that's where you want to go, but you are going to be beholden to a job, or if you have your own business, you're going to be beholden to that business or whatever it is, and it's going to want you to, be there and do things. Yeah. And so while you have time now, we wanted you to know, while we wanted you to work, we also wanted you to have some freedom. So a little bit of advice for parents, if you decide to jump down that, you can DM me. I'll tell you, dive into it more on what we did. But just be careful, because we wanted them to work, but we didn't want them to be overworked.
Yeah, because a 14-year-old working 5 days a week is just
it was a little much for us. But you did.
Didn't.
I think there was a good balance. Y'all didn't do that, but you did have to work hard, and you did have to a couple days a week.
2 or 3 days
I think I've let you guys, as the older you get into 3, you might go to 3.
I don't really like doing more than 3, honestly, because there's school.
Well, I still want you to have your summer. I want you to have your summer. I want you to enjoy your friends. I want you to.
I can't work every day.
Because you're only going to be young once. And so I want you to enjoy that to a degree. So there's a balance, and I wanted to help you understand that balance for sure. So that's what worked for us. Doesn't work for everyone. Just telling you what.
But what the hell does he know?
Yeah,
what the hell does he know?
Yeah.
Listen, don't listen. What the hell do I know? Yeah, for sure.
My friends quote that sometimes at school.
I love it. I love it.
I
love it. That makes it. So nice. Yeah.
They think it's so funny.
Shout out. That's awesome. I love it. Take a sticker with you. They can put it on their computer.
Oh, perfect.
They probably would, honestly. Some of them.
I would love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. So, Sophia, you are now an upper class woman.
Yes.
So now, and Izzy, you are headed off on this new adventure, and you're now on the bottom of the age bracket. I mean, I know you went to, like you said, you went to school at a college campus last year, which gave you a little bit of getting your toe in, but you are going to a campus that you're living in the dorm, and you are going to be on the bottom of the totem pole. So first, Sophia, what would you tell a freshman or it's still freshman, though. This sounds weird to say fresh woman. I mean, we haven't gotten that woke yet, have we?
Yeah, no.
It's just freshman, right?
I don't think
you never say that. Yeah, I don't. That just
freshman is what you say is freshman, right? Okay.
Yes, freshman.
All right. So,
freshman.
what would you tell? What would you tell a freshman in high school to think about? They're at Ohana, they're at South Walton, or what?
Honestly,
but if you were to go back, what would you want to know? If you were to have to go back, and as you're now your freshman year, what would you tell yourself as a freshman to do? Even maybe it's something you've done.
I'm trying to think.
All right, we're going to pass. Come back to you.
Let me think.
So, Izzy, what would you tell a senior starting their senior year? You just finished your senior year. What would you tell a senior starting their senior year?
Probably just to soak it all in, because it's your last year at home, and if you have siblings, hang out with them more.
Yeah.
Because I know I definitely didn't hang out with Sophie enough.
You guys did. You did make time. You also just yesterday you went and picked up Sophie from school. Mm-hmm. Y'all went to go shopping some and got your dinner, just the two of you. So, and it's not like it's over, right?
It's not
so
over,
it's just this chapter's changing a little bit, but it's so important that you spend time. I love what you just said though. Yeah. Soak it all in. Spend time with your siblings.
Yeah, and just take it in, because it does go by really fast.
You know that Mr. Brian, I was kind of talking to him a little bit about it. Did he tell you I saw him?
No,
so
I don't really see him very often.
Yeah, so he's in middle school, but he's back at the school again.
Hi, Mr. Brian.
Shout out Mr. Brian.
I don't think he watches this though.
Well, you got to tell him we gave him a shout out. Now you tell him we gave him a shout out.
Yes, I gave you a shout
out. So Mr. Brian, I saw him at the school when I was coming to pick you up, and I parked or whatever over on the student section because you wanted to show your friends the new Jeep, and all. Beep, beep. Jeep, beep, beep. And so your Mr. Brian came in. We got to talking, and I was kind of sharing with him. What he was asking about you and asking about Jackson. And of course, he sees Sophia some. I mean, I guess in the school a little bit. And I was telling him how you were the last one left with us and all. And he said that when he went off to school, though, he would call even when he knew his parents were at a Bible study or they weren't there that night or it's their date night or whatever they were going to do, and he knew the schedule. He would call his sister
Yeah, I'm
just
definitely
to
gonna
like
call you,
check
Friday
in.
night.
Yeah,
Friday
just to
night,
check
date
in.
night,
Yeah, just
just
to
like,
check in
"Hey,
and
Sophie,
say hey.
what's
And she's like,
up?"
well, Mom and Dad's not here. And he said, no, I'm calling to talk to you. And so,
Yeah.
but it was so important, that connection. He said it was important for him even to just feel that family and that sibling connection and what was going on, which I thought was really cool to hear. So you ought to ask him about that. You know, if you see Mr. Bryan, you ought to ask him about that. That's really cool. I thought that was a good one. Did you think about?
Okay, I have one, but it's not very serious.
It's okay. It's okay.
Don't decide to take sign language online your freshman year.
Online
you won't
classes.
like it, and you'll probably fail, drop out, and have to take Spanish 1 and 2 your sophomore and junior year.
All right, so freshmen.
Not speaking from experience or anything.
Yeah, so freshmen don't take sign language your freshman year
or
online.
Any other like online
Maybe if you can
language
avoid
or like
online,
anything.
But if you can avoid online classes
That's a really
completely,
good-
it's
that's-
really a good
yeah.
thing.
I had,
right?
like, a C.
In-person classes are always
That's
better
good
than
for every
I didn't even
grade.
finish my the whole first semester because I had a C in it. I didn't want it to be like on like
And
anything.
your transcript,
no,
no.
because it's a C. Like it's not like failing, but it's still a
Right.
C. Like,
But you dropped it, so that,
yeah,
that
I
didn't
dropped
even
it
show
before
up. You're
even
like, no,
semester
I'm
1 was
not,
over.
I'm
Yeah,
not messing with this.
I just had an IS for the rest of the year. I tried to get into Spanish 1 and just like do some extra work or something.
Just didn't work out.
And
Yeah,
it-
it was
yeah,
too
it
late.
didn't.
It was too late in the
yeah.
semester. Yeah. So now you're doing.
So now I'm in
you had to
Spanish.
do
I'm in my last Spanish.
Right, but you had to do Spanish 1 year sophomore
Yeah.
year, and
I'm
then now you're doing.
So
Spanish
there's a bunch
2
of like
year.
freshmen and sophomores in my class. Like there's
Oh,
there's 2
no.
juniors now.
The
There's 2
horror.
juniors now. The whole world can end.
The horror.
She can't associate with
I can't
those
associate.
That feels
lower
very
class.
clicky. I thought we
Yeah,
were
that
talking
does.
about inclusion.
See, that's why
Okay.
high school, it's like...
If any-
It is a little bit that way.
Yeah.
It is. Well,
Okay,
there's
it's just
such
to write a
gap.
passage
There's
to make fun of
There is a
freshmen.
big gap. Well,
It
and I
is.
get
That
it.
is
To write a
rite of
passage.
passage.
I got made fun of when I was a freshman, even when I was a sophomore.
Yeah.
Like my friends that were juniors, even though they chose to hang out with us,
Yeah.
they would still make fun
they'd
of us
still
and be like,
make fun of
"Ooh,
you.
But
freshman,
there is a
sophomore."
gap. There is a gap when you're 14 and 15,
Yeah.
than when you're 16, 17, and then even 18.
Yeah, there's
this
like a
gap.
pretty
There's
big
this-
gap,
There is
Yeah.
a gap through that. Once you hit that 16 and then you start creeping towards that 17, that gap shrinks. When you get 18, there's a gap between 18 and 22-year-old. 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
100%. But a seniors are going to be a little bit more focused anyway of just like the
Just
next
getting
step
out,
in
like,
life,
yeah.
right? They're looking at a different picture thing. But a freshman and a sophomore and even a junior, I mean, in college, there's, an 18, 19, 20-year-old.
Yeah.
There is maturation that happens in those years. 100%. 100%. If you're listening to this now, I know Jackson would say, I mean, Jackson's a different person at 20 than he is at 18, for sure. But
Definitely.
but some of the
Like, to some
silliness,
extent.
some of the
He seems a little more
silliness,
mature.
some of the silliness sometimes gets out. It's a little different. So I get it. When you're 18 and you're talking to somebody who's 15 or even 14 in high school, it's a little different. It's a different story, and they're in a different space for sure. So a guy just, in fact, one of the things I thought was interesting and a lesson that you may have learned from us, and something I do want to share with you, and we talked about the car and saving. To piggyback on that a little bit, and on that point, I think this is a great tip. Is just today a guy came by, and he was selling something. Right, he knocked on the door, which is unusual for anyone to solicit anything over here. But I guess he knocked on the door and,
Today?
just today. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the knock. I didn't.
So I went out and I
but-
talked to him, and he was kind of saying how he's out of maybe a recovery sort of home, whatever. And I've seen this pitch before, especially when we were in Atlanta. We get that in downtown Atlanta, and they'd have a booklet, and it would show like buy a magazine or buy these books, and you can even send it to somebody, but essentially it helps him. And he said, but I just wanted to ask you, I like your house. I guess he pulled up, and he's just kind of thinking like, wow, yeah, interesting, and which is fine. I appreciate that. We do have a lovely home. We are very blessed. We did have to work very hard for it, and we had to have some good things happen to us. I mean, we had some bad luck. We've had some good luck. We had more good than bad. We try to treat people kind and work really hard. But he said, which I thought was interesting. He said, "What if you were my age?" Which I couldn't believe he asked this, because I thought, what a great question. I don't know if he's coached. Some of these guys have a routine that they're saying.
Was he younger than you, or was
He was
older?
younger.
Yeah.
He was younger. He said, "If you were my age, what would you tell yourself? Like, what would you tell me? What would you tell yourself? Is there any advice that you could give me on ways that I can get ahead, or when I'm feeling down?" So I told him 2 things. I said, number 1, I think you've got to have faith. And I said, I think faith's very important. I said, but I want to lay it out. I don't think this is a faith that's a lot of Christianese, or a lot of just putting on for show or showing up on Sundays or whatnot. Although I think all those can be good. All of those things can be good. So both can be true. But I said, this is a faith where you're less concerned. Like, you want to live a good life because of a relationship that you have with your faith. And for me, Jesus.
Yeah.
That makes me want to live a better life. Because I feel like when I'm closer to Jesus, I'm better in the relationships. He makes me better at relationships and better in life. Yeah. And that's important to me. So I said you want to go into an authentic faith for you. Mm-hmm. So you're going to mess up, you're going to have problems, you're going to have all those things, but you want to find a group of people that you can share all the problems that you have, and they love you anyway, and you work through it. That's an authentic faith, and it's so important because when you do hit hard times, you got somebody to help you get through those hard times. Yeah. So that's number one. But I said practically the other thing I would do is save, become a saver. Mm-hmm. So we were talking about that, right? The whole truck issue, buying, the Jeep and then the Mustang, and then Jackson's got, I guess, the BMW now. Yeah. His truck had gotten too many miles on, but yeah. So you have the work ethic to save, but that saving is so important. It's something that people don't realize. Yeah. I mean, if you have $100 and you need to eat, maybe you don't eat Chick-fil-A, right? Yeah. You maybe you find the bread, you find the bologna, you find whatever it is, and you get through the bologna days to get to the
the Chick-fil-A day.
You pay for it now so you can pay anything later. Mm-hmm. That's what you're doing. And I don't know if you're following that, right? You're paying for, you put in the price now, you put in the price today, and you save today so that later you can spend whatever you want and buy whatever you want on tomorrow. But
that's
the other
what
thing,
I say at work every day to myself.
Yeah, it's
exactly
like through
it. Here's the thing, though, and it's something I want to tell our audience. You guys have probably heard me say this, but I want you guys to know, and I want to leave you with a little bit of this thought, and then we're almost done. We'll end the show, and I know we're coming into dinner time and everything, but I'm hungry too. I know I can smell what Mom's cooking.
It smells delicious.
Smells amazing.
It smells great, Mom.
Smells
Thank you
amazing.
So much.
So one of the things, is that where you?
Yeah.
For enchiladas.
They're so good.
I'm excited now.
Shout out to Mom and her amazing food.
But back to the show. What I want to say though is, in our audience, if you're listening, what I want to tell you, and just to lean in here a little bit, it's not just about money. The one thing I want you to understand is when you save money and you do everything you can to save even a nickel, that nickel turns into a dollar, that dollar turns into $2, thousands of dollars, and it just starts working because you've become a good saver. Yeah. The thing, though, that does, because you need money to live, but when you save money, what it does is it buys you time. Mm-hmm. See, if you've got a nest egg and if something goes wrong, you've now got time. You've got time. Time, though, buys you options. Yeah. So now if you've got time, maybe you don't have to take that job. Maybe you don't have to get that apartment. You look at several apartments. So now you've got options, and options create opportunity. Mm-hmm. So maybe at some point you have enough cash where you say, oh, I've now saved enough to where I've got my nest egg. I've bought the things I need to buy. I now have something where I can invest. Yeah. And now I can look at options. So it's not just about money. It's about creating this world that gives you options in life. So saving money creates time. Time creates options, and options create opportunity. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So that's where we're at. That's my lesson for today. And so now we're going to play our last game. Mm-hmm. You two, and I'll tell anyone listening and not watching the video, you can just put your fingers up. We're going to go from 5 to 10. So 5 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. We're going to play. I played this with Jackson. It's called Rate My Dad. Listen, you can't. We're not going to do 0 to 4 because that's kind of a deadbeat dad, and I'm not that. So I'm confident I'm not that. And by the way, I said this last time. It's my show. So yeah. So 5 to 10. So you're either 5 to 10, 5 right? To 10. 5 to 10.
Why don't you just do 1 to 5?
No, I like 5 to 10. It makes it harder for you. I like it this way.
Makes me think about it.
Jackson was the only one. In fact, you don't have to put your fingers up. You'll just say it into the mic. We'll just do it that way, okay? And you can say it. You can say it together, individually, whatever it is. We'll go 1, 2, 3, and you just say it. And
you either say 5 or a 10.
Yeah, 5 to 10.
2 10. Okay.
So it could be like 7, 7.9.
Okay, I was just checking.
Yes.
9.9.
All right. So number 1, my communication with you. Oh, y'all had to think about that one.
8.
All right. Is being generous. Soph's thinking. She's like, how can I go below 5?
No. No.
Like, how do I say 3 without?
Yes. How do I say 3? How do I say -2?
5 minus 2. I'm just kidding. No. I'm just kidding.
Knife to the heart.
No, I was gonna say I'm thinking 8.5.
Okay, fair.
I wasn't gonna go lower. I was just thinking about.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
She's no rookie scores for you.
No rookie, no round scores.
No round scores. She's
no
rookie for her.
8.2.
8.2.
8.25.
My style.
Your style?
Your style? Like the way you dress?
My dress, my fit.
Okay. Well, that's not fair because you said we can't go below 5. I'm just kidding.
Sophie's so mean. She's ruthless.
For the dad.
For a dad,
I think you're pretty
like
swag. So I'm gonna give a 9.75.
I love it.
Wow,
That's the highest score I've got on this.
I was gonna give like okay, well, like
She's gonna give
something to do.
6.
Okay, I'm gonna go in the middle, like 6.8, so on the higher side.
It feels low.
You have
pretty low.
That
great
feels low.
style
Welcome.
sometimes, but then sometimes it's questionable.
Sometimes it's cool. What would
Yeah.
you say would be questionable? Give me one fit.
Oh, that one shirt. What does it say?
The one shirt.
I forgot what it says. I don't really remember.
Best farter.
No,
Y'all got me that.
Funny.
got you
That one's like top
World's
tier.
best farter
But-
instead of father.
You have like a mug that you have like the whole collection, like the
Yeah.
mug.
Yeah, you got me a lot
the
of stuff.
yeah.
I got
purvis,
some. Yeah.
the shirt.
I don't know that I've got the whole collection.
I think
but
you
have
do.
a shirt.
I don't think
I
so.
lost the rest of it. Then.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know what would be like a good example. Just like some things don't match. Actually, I'll change it. Maybe like a
Some things don't.
like maybe
match.
like an 8.
Okay.
Maybe
All
an
right.
8.
All right. No, now it feels like you're just pity to him.
It's a
with
pity
everything.
No,
vote.
because like
It's
the
a pity.
leather
That's a pity
jackets you
vote.
wear sometimes, and that Georgia jacket, like the
Those
you
are
know which
good.
one, like
Yeah.
the Leatherman kind of
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Those are cool.
Those are
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah. See, I wasn't thinking about that.
So there's some, but yeah.
Yeah.
When I
All
was
right.
giving you the high score, I was thinking about the best farter shirt and the pickleball legends. Those are my
Pickleball
like
legends are your
Yeah.
favorite one.
Yeah.
All right, listening skills.
listening.
So
I mean, you can rate me. I'm doing this to myself.
I mean,
like
a 5.1. No, like not on like.
Sometimes I get wrapped in, like if we're talking
Like,
about
if we're
something, I'm in
talking
it,
about
then I'm
something
in
you're
it. But there's
listening.
times that, yeah, because
You're
I
just
do.
like-
Well, we sit
Just
down
like,
and
we'll
you
talk
guys
about
are,
something
I
and we're
know.
like asking you a question and you're just like
The
I'll say
worst,
like a
the worst is a
7.
dinner table. I do feel
Yeah.
like I get because I get sidetracked and I start thinking about something in business.
just
or
don't
yeah,
maybe
and we're
answer.
like dad, and you're like
something going on. I know. and
Dad,
I'm not,
Dad,
it's like I'm
Dad.
not there. I do have a problem with it. It's my ADD for sure.
Yeah.
It's my ADD. That
but
is
you're
tough.
not worse. You could be worse.
like when
could
you're
be
like
worse.
talking
I could
like
be
a
worse.
conversation, like if you were like doing
We're interacting
something,
like this. We're interacting.
Yeah,
I'm there.
like you're
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm a listener. I
Yeah,
mean,
you're
but
in it.
I'm not the best for sure. I could be better, and
Yeah.
I want to do better. It's going to take me 90 days to fix that.
3 months.
Humor, or some medicine, the right medicine. Humor. What do you think about humor?
Wait, Izzy never answered.
I did. I
She
said
did.
7.
Yeah, she did.
Or maybe I said 7. I think.
I like 7.
Okay, wait, what humor?
Yes.
Your humor. I'd say a 9. I think you're
Nice.
really funny.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. I think you're pretty funny.
Thank you.
My mother would have been like, "You're pretty funny looking."
She probably would.
Grams would
I
have done that
She
100%.
would've.
I think a lot of my humor comes from you, so I'm gonna give it because I have a really good humor.
Oh, nice. Obviously,
think-
I do think you're pretty funny.
I think that you get like a 9.999.
Ah, she's been
She's been generous.
generous. She's
Yeah.
been
Well,
generous.
that's only
Well,
'cause
not
she
with
thinks
the
that her
listening.
humor's good.
What about in generosity?
Generosity a 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
awesome.
even have
That
to
was
think about
easy. Yeah, that one
That
was
was
easy. That was a
easy.
10.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Compared to all dads in the world,
Oh,
how would you rate me? Compared to every dad in the world, how would you rate me?
Probably
9.8.
9.
9.9.
like it.
9.57.
I like
Yeah.
it. There's,
Because
gotta
there's
be
always
room
room
for
for
there's
always
always
room
room
for
for
Jackson did
improvement.
the same thing. There's
Yeah.
always
But you're
room
really
for-
high up there. I
always-
think
Yeah,
if
you
you
are.
got the listening down, then you
maybe
might
it
be
would-
in
it
the
would-
10.
Yeah, maybe like just kick
It might be.
right up there.
It might be perfect.
That's
score
so
then,
good.
in that
Yeah.
case.
That's so good. Yeah, no, I mean, listen, it's actually been an absolute joy to have you on.
It's been a
this
joy
podcast.
to be
Yes.
welcomed
But
here.
but by the way, it's been my
Mm-hmm.
honor in life to be your father. I have been blessed to be able to. I'm trying not to. I know it's like don't cry. I have been blessed to be able to cry. To be able to cry. I've been blessed to be your father, though. I have.
I'm blessed to be your daughter.
yeah, we're blessed
Well,
to be your
it means a
daughters.
lot, and you guys are though. Like these viewpoints that you get, and you hearing from us, and you are getting influenced from the world around you, and I think that's amazing to take in what you have. But I think you hopefully have a good filter, that we've given you a good filter, and we've given you the ability to ask us questions, and hopefully you're asking those questions out in the world to find your way. But you are a piece of me.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are.
So
For sure.
if for some reason, no matter when in the future I'm not here, you're always going to be carrying a piece of me around. the viewpoints that I've instilled in you, the humor, all those things is things that I love seeing in you guys when you're out there. And so I love you. It really truly is an honor to watch you do everything you're doing and just to be a part of your life. And so I'm always here. Your mother and I are always here. We are before you, we are behind you, and we stand with you. So anything you need, you know that we are a drop of the hat for you. And I love you girls so much. So this is thank you. This is the section I like to call Listen Up Kids. Listen up kids. And really even parents, I want you to listen in too, because there is a way that you can talk to your kids. It's not too late. There's so many things you can do and have these conversations. You don't have to have a podcast to do this. You can take some of the questions I just asked here, and you can ask those same questions.
We do this at dinner all the time. This is just with cameras.
This is just with cameras and microphones.
We do. So I want to encourage you that I want you to have as many of these conversations as you can have with your children all the time, as often as you can. Because it's just so important. They are our future, and that's where I want you to be. But listen up, kids. This world can, at times, seem overwhelming. Generation to generation, there has always been a point of contention. Every generation is always this point of contention, and the world can feel like it's going to stop. You've probably heard me say this before, but the loudest voices tend to be, though, the worst voices. So you need to find those that whisper truths to you, that kindly and gently whisper truths to you. Those people who invest in your life without all the drama. Set some goals, put your head down, work hard, and constantly adapt. I know there's great things in store for you, or, not. I mean, what the hell do I know?
You've been listening to What the Hell Do I Know with JB. JB has worn quite a few hats. CEO, venture investor, accidental pastor of a downtown Atlanta church, board member, passive investor, and occasional public speaker. JB's passion with his show is sharing the good, the bad, and the downright absurd. Life's a mixture, right? JB has picked up some real gems along this journey. Lessons from the business world, the chaos of parenting, and the surprises of accidental leadership. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find Jason on Instagram at _Jason_Becker. Y'all be cool, and we'll see you next time.